Come on, baby. Come on, baby. What is good, Pats Nation? And welcome back into a new watch party, a brand new watch party for the 2026 NFL season. Technically, it's not the regular season, but preseason, it's just the pregame, if you will, for the regular season. So, man, I am super, super excited to be back. It really feels like just yesterday we were doing these live watch parties, and you guys love them. Every single week last year, from the preseason to the regular season to the postseason, we will come on here every single game day for the Patriots, watch the game together, react, live breakdowns, live reactions, and everything in between. And we're bringing that back this season, man. So just waiting for this game to get started, man. It's 7:34, and for some reason, it still says this event has not started. So I'm not sure what we're waiting for here, but let's get this show on the road. Let's get this show on. What are we doing here, NFL Network? What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, we're live now? All right, let's roll. Let's roll. Shout out to the chat, man. Feels good to be back. Gotta log in with this. Man, I'm not going to lie. I think I got to figure out a setup for this upcoming season because I got a new microphone stand, as you guys can see right here, so it doesn't have to be in front of my face. I don't got to worry about it, and it's kind of blocking my TV a little bit. It's blocking my TV a little bit, but we did get our first look at A.J. Brown with the Patriots, man. Have that posted on the socials, so make sure you guys check that out if you want to see him in his first ever New England Patriots uniform, guys. I'm so excited. We're not going to see A.J. Brown tonight. I don't expect to see him, but we at least get to see him suited up. We're going to be able to see what he's going to look like in his threads with the Patriots, at least the home uniforms with the Patriots. And so it's starting to become real that Drake Maye and A.J. Brown are one together for the New England Patriots yet again. Where can we watch it? So the great thing about the preseason is that usually the NFL shows like every single one of these games. The regular season comes along and you just got to hope that you either get the bundle or it's going to be televised on your local network. But thankfully for the preseason, it's usually on like NFL Network or on the NFL app. So, but we do have a little bit of news that I would like to get into because we do have, I think we have the inactives. Where is it? Is it Evan Lazar who posted the inactives? Let's see. All right, so per Evan Lazar, guys who are not dressed tonight include Christian Gonzalez, Christian Barmore, Christian Ellis, Charles Woods, Julian Ashby, Brendan Schooler, and Harold Landry. For the most part, I think that list isn't too surprising. Harold Landry still on the PUP list. Brendan Schooler on the NFI list. We haven't seen any of those guys so far this offseason. Julian Ashby, the lawn snapper, unfortunately, not seeing him. He went down with an injury about a week and a half ago. And so he's been one of those low-key under-the-radar guys that kind of got injured. So haven't seen him. Hopefully he'll be back. He'll be a full go. Charles Woods, he's a guy fighting for that fourth cornerback spot. And so really surprised we're not going to see him here tonight. Not sure what that's about. Heard that he got banged up at practice about a week or two ago, so maybe that could certainly be part of it. I don't need to see Christian Ellis. We know he's going to be one of the top linebackers. On top of that, don't need to see Barmore, don't need to see Gonzo. But other than that, you got Kayshon Boutte dressed up. Kayshon Boutte has his helmet on. How much is Boutte going to play? If we see Boutte playing a good amount in this first preseason game, that's telling that the Patriots are trying to increase that trade value for him, because we kind of were told before this game that most of these key starters are not going to be playing. Don't expect to see A.J. Brown. Don't expect to see Drake Maye. So if Kayshon Boutte is getting a good amount of work, then chances are he's on the outside looking in. So for me, it's, of course, you want to see how these guys perform, but I think a lot of these takeaways are also which of these guys are playing, which of these guys are not playing, which of these guys are playing deep into the fourth quarter. That's always a huge takeaway. Guys that you see in the fourth quarter in these preseason games are guys that are far from roster locks and have to make a name heard for themselves. So Patriots are going to return the ball here first. Lan Larison deep in the back. And the Patriots are not going to take this one out. Just going to take a kneel. Channing Canada was the guy who was going to be returning the kick here. So a little interesting. Patriots first returner, first opportunity as a kick returner goes to Channing, Canada. So Tommy DeVito coming out here, starting for the Patriots at quarterback, excuse me. Really excited to see Tommy DeVito. DeVito obviously has had some really great moments in the regular season when he was the starting quarterback for the Giants, has been tearing it up in training camp in a positive way. So let's see what happens. Let's see. We got Matt Collins on the field. First handoff is going to go to, looks like Jam Miller, and it will be. So the rookie Jam Miller gets the first carry. We got Marcus Bryant as your starting left tackle, Andrew Rupcich at left guard, Ben Brown at center, James Hudson at right guard, and Caleb Lomu, the first-round pick. He is slotted in right now as your starting right tackle. So gain of 1 there. Eli Raritan, Efton Chisholm, Matt Collins, Kayshon Boutte, and Jam Miller are your offensive playmakers on the field right now. Want to see a pass to Raritan. Want to see what he looks like. Tommy DeVito goes back. He goes out to Matt Collins. Matt Collins gets the grab, goes out of bounds. That's going to be 3rd and short for the Patriots. Obviously, it doesn't matter if they win these games. You always like to see them win, but it's more specifically, how does this offense look early on, especially some of these guys early in the depth chart, early in the rotation that you expect to be a big part of your team come the regular season. So 3rd and 3 now for the Patriots. Lan Larison is on the field. I like to call my Rex Burkhead. In motion goes Efton Chisholm. DeVito's going to get the snap. DeVito's going to drop back on 3rd and 3. Protection's holding up. DeVito tries to go to Kyle Williams on the outside. Not a perfectly thrown ball. Kyle Williams not able to bring that one in. There's a flag on the play, though. We'll see who this one's on. Pass interference on the defense. That's going to be an automatic first down for the Patriots. So pass interference there going to be on Kyle Williams, probably in part why he wasn't able to catch that. Just runs a comeback route, and that's holding all day. You can kind of see why Kyle Williams not able to get that separation from the defensive back in Blackman for the Colts. So fresh set of downs for New England. Jam Miller in the back. Efton Chisholm in motion. They're going to give this one off to Jam Miller. Good run up the middle there by Jam Miller. I mean, it was just a gaping hole up in the middle. Great job by the offensive line to actually run block, right? I think that's one of the big things I want to see with the O-line. We've heard that this offensive line has looked really great in pass protection this offseason. Run blocking, still a work in progress. That was actually the offensive line's biggest issue last year, was that run blocking. So that's actually more so what I want to see, more so what I'm looking for. Can we run block? That is a gain of 6 for Jam Miller. All right, they're going to give this one back off again to Jam Miller on a 2nd and 4. That should be a fresh set of downs. We'll see where they spot this. So right now, Jam Miller getting all of the carries so far on this opening drive for the Patriots. And that's going to be 1st and 10, so a fresh set of downs for New England. As you guys say, it is good to be back. Of course, today's show brought to you by PrizePicks. We'll talk to you a little bit later on about them at halftime. All right, Jam Miller still on the field. I want to see some Lan Larison action. What are we doing? Kayshon Boutte on the field. Efton Chisholm, Matt Collins. DeVito drops back on 1st and 10. He's going deep. That's Matt Collins. Oh, and right through the hands. Right through the hands of Matt Collins. There's a flag on the play. Ball could have been a little bit better, but I thought that was a good enough ball from DeVito. Take a look at this one more time. Matt Collins has multiple steps on Blackman here. Ball's a little bit ahead of Matt Collins, I will say. Ball's a little bit ahead of Matt Collins. Ball could have been better, but we've seen Matt Collins make those types of plays. Let's see who the flag's on. Pass interference on the defense yet again. Spot of the foul, first down Patriots. So Patriots kind of getting lucky with some of these defensive holding calls here, but it's okay. It's the opening drive of the preseason, so you don't expect either team to look perfect. What's up with the pass interferences with the Colts, dude? If I'm a Colts fan, I'm writing that guy's name down twice on one drive. Cut. All right, let's see. Jam Miller in the backfield again. Patriots are across the 30-yard line. They're going to give this one off to Jam Miller. Jam Miller tries to cut this inside. Powerful runner. You see Jam Miller, not a guy that's going to do anything explosive, but he's that power back, right? Gonna put your shoulders down, get those tough yardage. See what they give him on this one. That's going to be second down. Miller got the start over Chisholm. Dude, start Chisholm at running back. All right, drops back again. Miller still in the field. This is, tries to check the ball down to Miller. DeVito hits him, but unfortunately, ball just bounces off the hands of the rookie running back, Jam Miller. And this is what I said 2 minutes ago. Jam Miller, a good running back, but not that diverse back. Not really a pass catcher out of the backfield. Not really much of a blocker. He's going to run the ball. He's going to put his shoulders down. But let's see Lan Larison. He can catch the ball. He can play special teams. He can run the ball. Like, let's see Lan Larison. And we don't see that. But we do see Efton Chisholm on a 3rd and 6. But that's not going to be for a first. So it's going to bring up 4th down. First catch there for Efton Chisholm. And the Patriots got a little bit lucky with a couple of those defensive pass interference calls, but not able to get it into the end zone. And that's in large part because of the drop pass there by Jam Miller on 2nd down, brought up 3rd, hit Efton Chisholm. It was a catch and moved the chains a little bit, but not enough for the first. Andy Borgalis is going to come in here for 3, and he's going to make it. So Patriots first up on the board. Kind of my first initial thoughts from that drive was Jam Miller. It's the preseason, so please take this with a grain of salt. It's one thing to look good in the preseason. It's another to look good in the regular season, but Jam Miller looked good there as a running back. Jam Miller as a receiving back, not too good yet. We don't want to overreact to just, one dropped pass. But again, checks the ball down, ball hits you in your palms, no defender around you, and you drop it. You want to be a little bit better than that. Biggest surprise, though, is that coming out here with the starting offense, you got Jam Miller. Now, Lan Larison was out there a good amount on this opening drive, but we didn't see Lan Larison targeted as a receiving back. We didn't see Lan Larison get any opportunities as a running back. Every time he was on the field, it was mainly as a pass blocking back. And so, again, a lot more to this game, a lot more preseason, but we've seen Lan Larison mainly be that running back 3 so far this offseason, and more specifically with Terrell Jennings. He was placed on season-ending injured reserve today. So his season's done. He cannot come back at all this year. He was a guy that was kind of substituting in as that running back 3 when he came back from injury. Now that he's away, it's really been the Lan Larison show. So are they not giving him a whole lot of run because, hey, this is a guy that's going to be important to our 53-man roster this season? Maybe, but for a second-year UDFA that we only saw in one preseason game last year, I want to get a better look at Lan Larison. Too much air under DeVito's deep balls. Pause. Yeah, dude, that one to Matt Collins. If he just he brings that back just a couple of inches, that's a touchdown to Matt Collins. And I think a lot of Patriots fans too wondering, well, why don't you just get rid of Matt Collins? What's the value in Matt Collins? Well, that's why you keep Matt Collins, is because we saw those exact same plays with Drake Maye how many times last season? I mean, if that's a ball from Drake Maye and not Tommy DeVito, that's a touchdown. Now, I understand there's pass interference, and that's also part of what threw Matt Collins off of his route there. But again, if that's Drake Maye, that's a touchdown. And so, again, I like to say this, but who was the guy that made plays for the Patriots in the AFC Championship game? Really the only guy. It was Matt Collins. Who was the guy that made a play in the Super Bowl? Oh, yeah, it was Matt Collins. So, hey, man, Kayshon Boutte and Matt Collins were both out there on this starting drive, and who's the guy that got the opportunity deep? It was Matt Collins. It wasn't Kayshon Boutte. Thought it was going to be a touchdown. Dude, every single time I see a deep ball to Matt Collins, I'm like, oh, that's a touchdown. And again, it should have been. It should have been a touchdown. Shout out to my boy McGoat. He's been a member for 16 months. Oh my gosh, shout out McGoat, man. Everybody give some love in the chat for our boy McGoat. As always, make sure you become a YouTube member for exclusive benefits here on the channel. Also supports the channel significantly. He says, pumped to be back for another season. Go Pats. Go Pats, McGoat. We are back, baby. You guys can start expecting like actual videos during the week of actual Patriots football now and not just speculation. Good return there by the Colts. Number 9 for the Colts on the return gets close to the 50 or gets close to the 40-yard line. Gabe Akis was one of the guys that was in on the tackle. Big number 50. First look at Gabe Akis, I'm not going to lie. He kind of looks like a little bit more of a built Matthew Judon. Like, first look at Gabe Akis on the field in a uniform, and that's my takeaway. He looks like a bit of a bigger Matthew Judon. It's the best way I can compare that. Make sure you guys slam the like button too. Help support the channel tremendously. Gabe Akis there. Opposite side, though, so he doesn't get any push there. Chad Moom also on the field. Del Pettis, a couple of the guys here with your starting defense. Off throw there. So Joshua Farmer, Eric Gregory, and Leonard Taylor are your starting defensive tackles here on this opening drive. You got Gabe Akis, Chad Muma, KJ Britt, and Quantavious Hutchins, who are also going to be your starting linebackers here. So quite a few rookies. Kendall Vildor, Karan Prunty, Del Pettis, and John Sanders are going to be your defensive backs. So Vildor versus Prunty, man. Who's going to win that cornerback 4 spot? So, all right. Drop back. Patriots get some pressure. Check down here to the tight end. Can't stop him. That's going to be a gain of 17 yards on a tight end screen. Patriots got pressure there, but unfortunately couldn't sniff out the screen. And it looks like the Colts able to take advantage of that, of the blitz by the Patriots. And they go 17 yards and a first down. Looks like Gabe Akis, the rookie, kind of had him there for a minute, then goes to blitz the quarterback and loses the tight end, which caused that 17-yard gain. So a little bit of a rookie moment. Colts are going to go in motion. They're going to run the football. Good run here by the Colts. They're going to go up the middle. They're going to get another first down here. So Patriots were very good against the run during the regular season last year, but we saw in the joint practice with Indianapolis that both the Colts defense and the Patriots defense were struggling big time to stop the run. So something to watch there in this game as Colts defense struggled to stop the run in that first drive for the Patriots. Patriots still out a good run right here. Colts are already across the 50 on a 2nd and 1. They're going to go in motion. They're going to hand the football off again up the middle, but Patriots sniff this one out. That's going to be the rookie, Quintavious Hutchins, who comes up with the stop on that one. Keep in mind, too, the Patriots are going up against a starting caliber quarterback here. Anthony Richardson is the starting quarterback right now for the Colts. Daniel Jones, obviously, quarterback 1 there, so he's not playing. So this defense is getting a good opportunity right now to play up against a starting caliber quarterback. 1st and 10 now. Anthony Richardson's going to get the snap, going to drop back. Oh! Intercepted! Intercepted! What a play! Anthony Richardson picked off. That's Kendall Vildor. Will it stand? Will it stand? Is that a pick 6? That's a veteran. Remember, the former Tampa Bay Buccaneer picked him up this offseason. It's been a battle between Charles Woods, Kendall Vildor, and Karan Prunty for cornerback 4. Patriots really liking Vildor. Anthony Richardson goes to his guy number 9. He drops the ball midair, and Vildor comes up in the right place, right time with the interception. But it looks like he was down. So it looks like Vildor was down, so it won't be a pick 6. Kendall Vildor stock up, man. Wow. What a play. Anthony Richardson is asked, dude. And so stock up for Kendall Vildor for the Patriots, right? But there's been a lot of talk that the Colts are trying to trade Anthony Richardson. And your first drive, when you're across the 50 and you throw an interception, stock down for him, dude. Stock down. Wow. Now, of course, I don't want to put too much stock into it. I don't think Kendall Vildor went up and made an insane play or anything like that. It was more right place, right time, but he made the play, right? Like, he made the play at the end of the day, and that's all that matters. How do you watch the game if you're out of market? So I'm out of market. I'm watching the game right now. I'm watching it through the NFL app personally. Whoa, and a big donation from my boy Luke. Shout out to a big-time Patriots Global family member, one of the guys that was here from the start. My Patriots brother Luke comes in, man. Huge donation. Everybody give love to Luke in the chat for the massive donation to the channel. Help support us significantly. He says, from your international community, Luke, where are you at? I didn't know you were international. He says, a big thank you for all you do, Colby. Cheers to a good season. My man, Luke, I appreciate you, buddy. I say this all the time, but like, I never want to be one of those creators that doesn't thank their audience enough. I cannot be here without each and every single one of you guys. Like, there's so many Patriots content creators. The New England Patriots have a YouTube channel of their own doing content. And the fact that you guys are here watching my content, you guys are here kicking it with me, means the absolute world to me and so much more. So thank you guys. And I just hope to be able to give back to you for all that you guys do for me. So much great content coming up this year. And I think one of the most exciting things too about the channel is that this is going to be the first season in a few years where I'm not going to be having to do schoolwork on top of doing, you know, work for the channel. So a lot more opportunities for the channel this year. And I'm so excited, man. Big shout out to our boy Luke. Australia. I thought you were Australia. Wow. Australia, man. I got to get down there sometime. All the kangaroos. All right. Lane Larison, first opportunity, is going to get the ball outside here with DeVito. Not going to get much, if anything, here on first. We'll see where they spot this. Tommy DeVito grew up in New Jersey. Tommy Cutlets. You can just tell he grew up in Jersey, too. Bro is definitely going to the Jersey Shore. No doubt in my mind. All right, so that was a gain of 2 for Lane Larison with the outside run. They're going to fake the handoff. DeVito's going to go in the middle of the field. Tries to hit Mac Hollins in between the numbers. That goes incomplete. So let's see who this play was on. And unfortunately, that plays on Mac Hollins, goes right through the hands of Hollins, who's usually a sure-handed wide receiver. Hollins really well working in the middle of the field, also deep. What we've heard coming out of training camp is with the second-team offense, Tommy DeVito, his favorite target has been Mac Hollins. And I think we're seeing that so far. He's been targeted the most out of any wide receiver so far for the Patriots in this game. It's been Mac Hollins. He's been targeted about 2 or 3 times. Efton Chisholm with 1, and then Kyle Williams with 1. Speaking of Chisholm, he goes into motion here. I'm going to see a pass to Eli Raridan. That's what I want. Raridan blocks, goes out to receive. DeVito under pressure. DeVito throws, tries to go to Mac Hollins again, but under pressure is not able to deliver an accurate pass that brings up 4th down for the Patriots on a 3rd and 8. Looks like Hudson for the Patriots at right guard allowed that initial pressure, and it was Hudson. The left side of the O-line did their job. Unfortunately, at right guard, Hudson allows his blocker in. DeVito tries to step up and make a pass, but with the pressure, unfortunately, inaccurate. So Colts are going to get an opportunity with the ball back after the Patriots get the interception. All right, so still 3-0. I'm kind of excited to see Baron Morton in this game, too. Not going to lie. I'm excited to see what Baron Morton can do because he's looked pretty solid. If he doesn't look good, I don't think Baron Morton makes the final roster. But if he does look good, Patriots might be forced to keep 3 quarterbacks. I want to hear from you guys, though. What do you guys think? Do you guys think the Patriots should keep 3 quarterbacks on the active roster this year? Because I feel like there's so many positions that we're looking at with the Patriots keeping an extra cornerback or potentially keeping 7 wide receivers early on in the season, maybe keeping an extra offensive lineman to where if you keep 3 quarterbacks, that's going to prevent you from keeping one of those other players. So I don't know. For me, I think DeVito's looked really good. I think you feel confident about your quarterback too. I say you try to get DeVito, or do you try to get Baron Morton, rather, back on the practice squad during roster cutdowns? But if he looks really good, they might just keep him to keep going with that trade value, to keep progressing his trade value up and try to kind of do a, what was his name? Name's escaping me, you guys. What was the quarterback's name for the 2024 draft class? He was on the tip of my tongue. Obviously, it wasn't Drake Maye. Milton Williams. Not Milton Williams. Joe Milton. There we go. See, it was right there. But kind of like what they did with Joe Milton, you keep him, you take him late into the late rounds of the draft, make him look good, and kind of swap him for a better draft pick. I could see them trying to do a very similar thing there with Baron Morton. Only if he looks good, though. I did see this. PG Terrion Arnold signed with the Seahawks. We're playing him week 1, bro. It's so many thoughts ran through my head when I saw this. First off, why is any NFL team signing Terrion Arnold after he kidnapped somebody and was involved in robbery or something like that? Next up, how is he not suspended by the league yet? Great player, great pickup for Seattle, but bro should not be playing in the league after what he did. The Lions released him for a reason. If you release a star young cornerback from the 2024 draft class, they used a first-round pick on, there's a reason that a team does that. Gonzo is not playing. Yeah, no Gonzo tonight. No Gonzo, no Barmore. I wouldn't expect to see Milton Williams either. None of those guys suited up. All right, let's see. Anthony Richardson still on the field. Patriots sniff it out right away. John Saunders, one of the first guys there. You had quite a few Patriots. Gabe Akis, another guy who was in on that stop there. Patriots just built that brick wall over on the right side. Chad Muma also there. He got that initial contact. Then you got Gabe Akis, the second one there with John Saunders to finish off the play. So 2nd and 10, limited the back to a gain of none. Pin deep too. Anthony Richardson under pressure, throws on the run, fakes the throw. And then Gabe Akis is going to tackle Anthony Richardson out of bounds. It's going to bring up 3rd down here. Do you think we'll re-sign Christian Gonzalez? Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind. I know some of you guys have asked my thoughts about this hypothetical trade that went out about Dallas being interested in Gonzo. I'm sure they are. People were interested in trading for Tom Brady, but the Patriots didn't trade Tom Brady. They're not trading Gonzo. I would put my house on that. All right, they're going to set up a screen here, and that is immediately going to be sniffed out. That's going to be 29 for the Patriots. That's going to be Karan Prunty, or rather 21. I think I said 29. 21 who comes up on the play. Karan Prunty with the initial contact, and then Channing Canada comes up to help him with the tackle. So 2 defensive backs there to watch for the Patriots. 4th and 2. Patriots are going to get the ball here. All right, let's see this return game for the Pats. Haven't heard a lot about this special teams. All right, decent return here for the Patriots. Nothing crazy. They're going to start across the 30. Prentice was the punt returner here for the Patriots. So first opportunities that we've seen for these Patriots returners on special teams. That's something that I'm really going to be looking for. We know Marcus Jones will be your punt returner, but as for your kick returner, we don't have one as of now. Early on, it was Channing Canada and Lan Larison. Punt return, it was, who did I just say it was? It was Kobe Prentice. So something to watch there. as a Colts fan, why is Anthony Richardson still on the team? I think you guys are genuinely trying to trade him away, but I don't think anybody's biting, right? It's kind of a situation where you used a first-round pick on the guy only a couple of years ago. And so when you look at what you're getting back in terms of offers for Anthony Richardson, you're probably only getting 6th-round, 7th-round picks in return. And I'm sure the front office for Indianapolis is looking at this saying, okay, well, we still have him signed under contract. He's on that rookie contract, so he doesn't cost all that much. So we'd rather keep him, have him, let's say, look good in the preseason, in training camp, try to increase his trade value, and then you trade him for more. Right? Like if Anthony Richardson pops off in the preseason, pops off in joint practices, pops off in training camp, now instead of a 6th or 7th round pick, you're looking at maybe trading him for a 4th round pick, right? Because the value of quarterbacks is significantly higher than other positions. And I think that's what Indianapolis is trying to do. Unfortunately, so far, Anthony Richardson has done the opposite of improve his trade value. So still want to see Eli Raridan, though. That's my big thing. We get to see him as a blocker, which is huge for him. But I want to see him actually catch the football. What can he do? All right, so Tommy DeVito still getting the opportunities here at quarterback. Jam Miller in the backfield. They're going to fake the handoff. Bootleg. DeVito. Raridan. Raridan on the move. Raridan moving. Matt Collins ahead of him. I spoke it into existence. Oh, there's a flag on the play. But Eli Raridan, first catch with the Patriots for a tight end. Bro's got some speed. Might be coming back. Ineligible man downfield. That's Patriots rookie, 1st-round pick, Caleb Lomo, who gets called for that one. So, good play there. That was the bootleg for Tommy DeVito. Colts bit on it, and right to Raridan. Big play, and that gets taken right back. All right, they're going to get this one off to Jam Miller, and that gets snuffed out right away. Going to get stopped behind the line. So this is going to be 2nd and long, probably like 2nd and 16, 2nd and 17. Right now, the right side of the offensive line here, not looking too great. The left side to me is looking a lot better. So 2nd and 15. So he'll just be stopped for no gain. DeVito drops back. DeVito with some pressure. They're going to set up a screen. Larison. Oh! White boy's got some speed. Damn. I can't tell if that was Rex Burkhead or Larison moving there for a minute. Oh, flag on the play. Flag on the play. Illegal block in the back by the Patriots again. This one's on Efton Chisholm. Dog, what? 2 huge offensive plays. You had the huge screen by Larison. You had the bootleg to Eli Raridan a few plays before, both brought back because of penalties. Illegal man downfield. Chisholm and Lomu. This is 3rd and 25. Oh, God. All right, DeVito drops back. Come on, DeVito. Dial up the big play. Oh, and that's Matt Collins who gets the ball at the 50-yard line. What a strong catch from him. Will that be a first? Holland's been going one-on-one with Blackman, a good defensive back for the Colts. That's been really fun to watch, and gets a step or two on him. And this time, Matt Collins makes the catch in between the numbers. Matt Collins, 6'4", 221, and a fresh set of downs for the Patriots. This one's going to Jam Miller again. Looks inside, bounces it to the outside, in between the guard and the tackle. He's going to get a few yards on that one. The longest first quarter, dude, it's the penalties. There's been like 4 or 5 penalties already, and it's still 4 minutes left in the first quarter. So gain of 3 there. All right, Chisholm in motion. DeVito drops back. DeVito under pressure. DeVito spins. DeVito gets sacked. DeVito avoiding that first rusher, though. What a spin move. Pocket awareness there by Tommy DeVito. Okay. My Italian brother. All right. Chisholm comes in on the motion. Chisholm blocks his guy. This is on the run. I want to see the sack. Don't show me a play from a few plays ago, dude. I want to see who caused that sack. Looks like Ben Brown was the one who got beat on that sack. All right, 3rd and 9 here for the Pats. I'm doing a little Jalen Hurts with that spin. Man, he's doing a little Lamar Jackson with that spin. I'm not big on Jalen Hurts no more, man. I'm not big on Jalen Hurts. He's doing a little Pat Mahomes with that move. It's 10 in the morning here. I need some action. 10 in the morning, and you're watching a 7:30 p.m. Eastern game, man. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. That's dedication. All right, 3rd and 9. Chisholm in motion as your slot receiver. DeVito drops back. Lan Larison stays in as your blocker, picks up the block. This is Eli Raritan who gets the catch, tries to put the ball out for the catch. Drake Maye runs over to the sideline to help up Eli Raritan. So, hey, Drake Maye making sure that his tight end 2 is okay for the upcoming season. I know it's such a little thing, but like I saw Drake Maye run over and I was like, yeah, you know that connection's brewing there. You know that connection's brewing behind the scenes. Patriots love to go for it, though, on 4th. Are they going to go for it here? 4th and 1. Raritan in motion. Patriots are going to go for it. Oh, 4th and 1. Classic McDaniels. Oh, they're going for it. Larison up the middle. First down. First down, Patriots. Man, it looks like the identity from last year on the aggressive Patriots offense that goes for it on 4th and 1, 4th and 5. That's the same offense that's going to be rolling out next season, Patriots fans. So that's exciting. 4th and 1, and they go for it. Lan Larison up the middle. Raritan looks decent so far. Dude, yeah. I mean, it's obviously a very small sample size, but I like what I've seen. This is going to be a toss for Larison on the outside. Oh! And he gets blown up. That's going to be a big loss for the Patriots. Again, right side of the offensive line is just not holding up. I'd love to see a replay to see who exactly that was on. All right. Tommy DeVito with time. Hits the middle of the field. Hits Lan Larison, who, he juked a little funny there. I got scared he might have been injured. Thankfully, he's okay. But Lan Larison, man, that speed, that acceleration to him, you can see that. That's why I said ever since he was signed by the Patriots, like Rex Burkhead is that comparison. Rex Burkhead, he had that elusiveness. He had that speed as soon as he got the snap off of the line, special teams ability, receiving ability. I mean, if you look at this route here by Lan Larison, you looked at the shiftiness, that's Rex Burkhead light, bro. 3rd and 8, DeVito, time, DeVito tries to get the ball out to Raritan, gets incomplete, had time, his blocker fell, so a free rusher ended up coming through, had to get rid of the ball. Doubt the Patriots go for it on this one, and they will not, so they go for it on 4th and 1, they get it. Unfortunately, another 4th down presents itself. All right. Let's see, Andy Borgales. "56-yarder by Borgales. That's not good. Unfortunately, wide right. So Andy Borgales misses from 50-plus yards. We saw in practice the other day, he was 5 for 7 on field goals. Both misses came on 50-plus yards. So maybe a concern there, a little bit kind of brewing for Andy Borgales is just inside the 50, he's money. Outside of the 50, we're seeing some inconsistencies. Now, 56 yards is far, but the problem is that he had the distance on the field goal. It just wasn't accurate. That's my problem, right? So it's like, it's one thing if it's like, oh, that was too far for you. Like, I get it. Some kickers can kick farther than others, but you had the power. You just need the accuracy. Y'all let me know in the comment section, though. Who surprised you guys so far? Who's looking good? All right, Anthony Richardson's going deep, and that's going to be a catch. Looks like Channing Canada was the one that got a little bit lost there. I believe that was Alec Pierce he was going up against. All right, 1st and 10. It's going to be the end of the first quarter. So, first quarter finally has come to an end, my friends. It was a long one, but it's done. So, 3-0. How's the game coming along? I like what I'm seeing so far, right? Like, it's one quarter, first preseason game, so you always have to take everything with a grain of salt. But I thought Gabe Atkins has had some good rushes, but he's also had some rookie moments. Understandable, right? First preseason game as an NFL player. These are the things you want to see him kind of learn from. Caleb Lomu, kind of some of the same things, had some good moments, but also had some bad moments too, right? I think he had that one penalty. He also hasn't had the best blocks at times. James Hudson at right guard, veteran tackle who the Patriots have kind of slotted into the interior of the O-line. They seem to like him. He's let a few rushers also come through. I haven't been too happy with what I've seen from him. Like what I've seen from Eli Raridan in a limited sample size, nothing crazy or anything like that, but I think he's a good route runner. Have to go back and look at the film to see how he's doing as a run blocker. I think that's my biggest thing with Raridan is how does he look as a blocker? We know you can catch the ball, but can you block? Because if you can't, you're going to be very limited with the amount that this offense is actually going to put you on the field and utilize you. But Channing Canada, I think this is another guy who's had some really good moments in training camp, would get burned the next day in training camp. We've seen some of those similar things. Surprising, though, that they've kind of used him as one of those guys who's competing to be the Patriots starting kick returner. So, as long as the rookies learn and look good, I'm okay. Yeah, you don't really care about winning or losing these games. Now, you never want to lose games, obviously, but like these games are more about what are you seeing this team do and progress, and how are these guys developing from game 1 to game 3. All right, Gabe Akis. I still want to see him make some plays. Akis loses the edge. Anthony Richardson with a good run here. And you see Akis loses the edge. He kind of tries to rush from the interior there, and Anthony Richardson takes advantage of that opening spot on the left side of the line. The D-line has been pretty quiet, I will say. Now, no Milton Williams, no Barmore, none of that, but they've definitely been a bit quieter. Good O-line, too, for the Colts. The Colts are marching down the field right now, though. They're in the red zone. Anthony Richardson's going to give the handoff. They're going to run right up the middle. It's going to be a good run there for the Colts. Again, Leonard Taylor, one of your interior starting linemen. All right, watch Marcellus dial on this play because they've been targeting 12 and 9 a lot. They're going to go in motion. Anthony Richardson, the run option. He's going to get to the outside, and that's going to be a touchdown. And it is. Ooh, is it a touchdown? Because they don't have it as a touchdown here. Hold up. Nah, he steps out of bounds, so it's not a touchdown. He steps out of bounds about a yard shy. Yeah, about a yard shy. Richardson is not in the end zone. I'm assuming it's first and goal. Something has to happen here, right? Something has to happen. They're going to give the handoff up the middle. Ball's out. Who's got it? Patriots say it's them. Del Pettis with the recovery. Was he in or no? Was he in? Did he cross the line before he fumbles? Oh! Rolling on the field is a fumble. That's the Patriots. Wow. Wow. So 2 times in the first half, the Patriots get turnovers in pivotal moments. Now, who forces the fumble? So Del Pettis gets the recovery. Del Pettis is your third safety, by the way. That's on lock. That's on lock. Who forced the fumble, though? Del Pettis with the recovery, so good job by Pettis to recover the ball, but who punches it out? The Colts Seahawked it. Oh, no. Oh, wait. They're saying this is going to be a touchdown. All right. Well, they're reviewing it on the sideline. This is an interesting situation. We're really having a hard time determining if this is a fumble or not. Oh, Patriots start on offense. So again, who caused the fumble? All right, Patriots going to, timeout. Trying to figure out who caused it. All right, second down. Don't get the safety. Oh, off the bootleg again. DeVito under pressure. DeVito throws and out of bounds. So DeVito looking like he was trying to hit Raritan. Raritan covered by 2 defenders. Couldn't get it, but they got the Colts on the bootleg. DeVito gets outside the pocket. Rusher comes in. Has to get rid of the ball. But, they've done well on the bootlegs, though. Chisholm, unfortunately, couldn't sustain the block long enough. All right, 3rd and 10 already for the Pats. They're going to just give it off to Larison. Larison's going to get about 2 or 3 yards on the carry, and the Patriots are going to punt. So Patriots go 3 and out very, very quick on that one. All right, so Behringer's going to have to boot this one. All right, that's like a 55-yard punt there. Actually, no more like 60-some by Behringer. Oh, no. Oh, no. Get him. Great punt return by Indianapolis. Not going to lie, I'm a little bit worried about the punt return unit right now. That's probably one of my biggest takeaways. Low-key special teams. And that's kind of been one of my worries in training camp is we haven't really seen them work a whole lot on special teams. And I'm like, yo, Braves, I get it, offense, defense, but like, when are we going to work on the special teams? We're getting close to the season, my guy. And the missed field goal by Andy Borgales, 2 great punt returns here by the Colts. All right, Colts in motion again. The infamous number 9. Oh! What a play by KJ Britt, who comes up and just stomps the linebacker in his place all by himself. The former Buccaneer, the former Miami Dolphin comes up and makes that play all by himself, takes on the running back, takes on the offensive lineman. KJ Britt, a guy that I've openly not been very high on. He hasn't looked great in camp either. He's being pushed down the depth chart, but good play there. Good play there by him. Anthony Richardson still on the field for the Colts. He has nothing but time. Now he's under pressure. Oh, he just stiff-armed whoever that was to the ground. Who was that for the Pats? Oh, another fumble! No! No! Another one? They're trying to say runner was down by contact. Patriots are saying, no, it ain't. I think this was Isaiah Aiton, the defensive tackle, with the recovery. It was KJ Britt who punches the ball out. Oh, my. Yo, KJ Britt. I don't know. KJ Britt might make this roster. That ball's out. Ruling is a fumble. Three takeaways in the first half already. Ah, dude, if these Colts fans are still watching, genuinely, like, sorry for you guys, but you might only get a 7th round pick. Oh, and Mike Vrabel tossed that challenge flag up like it was his job. I mean, I guess it is his job, but damn, 3 turnovers. Dude, again, I will give credit where it's due. Wasn't high on KJ Britt. He had the tackle on the running back a few plays prior, comes up on Anthony Richardson, forces the fumble a couple plays later. I'm going to be really curious to see where KJ Britt is in the linebacker rotation after today's game. That's one of my takeaways. Shout out to my boy Old Man Mob in the chat. Tommy DeVito needs to capitalize. Dude, yeah, this offense, I feel like they look good early on. And so far we have 3 points to show for 3 turnovers. Of course, if you guys haven't already, slam that like button. Really supports the channel. Want to get 200 likes on the stream by the end of today's show. Man, I can't believe we are back, baby. Dude, this feels so good. This it feels so good to be back with you guys, man. Are you kidding me? And we have hair now. Like what? Like what, dude? New year, new us. New hair, new us. The pick wasn't Anthony Richardson's fault. I will agree with that statement. He hasn't looked good, but the pick was not his fault. Hair and a college degree, dude. I gotta hang my degree up somewhere. I don't know. I feel like I should put it somewhere where everybody can see it. So like when these assholes that we play against, excuse my language, all year long, when they're like, get out of your mom's basement. First off, I'm not in my mom's basement. Second off, I have a degree. So I know what I'm doing. Three turnovers from Zach Corr's defense. Let's go. All right. Patriots go in motion. Jam Miller again? Damn. Jam Miller still here to start the second quarter as your top running back. They're giving out degrees for... Well, no, clearly they're not. Because if they were giving out degrees for that, you'd have a master's. So, clearly they're not. By the way, that's just me playing back with the chat, guys. I'm just joking. Okay, guys? I'm just joking. We don't want anyone to get pressed in the chat. We're all having a good time. We're all having a good time. KJ Britt should definitely make the team. The linebacker position is extremely weak. Probably the biggest issue on the team, unfortunately. Outside of edge rusher, I do agree. Lan Larison with the check down. Good catch there by Lan Larison. It's going to be a flag on the play. See who this one's on. I do think the linebacker position is interesting, though, because Chad Muma right now is linebacker 3. And then Khalil Jacobs is even ahead of KJ Britt. So... Pass interference by Kyle Williams. So offensive pass interference, you don't see that very often. So Kyle Williams with the penalty on that one. I know a lot of these guys aren't going to make the final roster or get a whole lot of playing time, but wow. I've been pretty disappointed with the amount of penalties that have wiped away plays for the Patriots. All right, 4th and 3. Patriots going for it again. They're going to give this one off to Jam Miller. Push it, Jam. Push it, Jam. And he's going to get that. He's going to get that. Not going to lie, Jam Miller is the closest thing to Ramondre Stevenson on this roster. Like, if the Patriots want some depth at power back, Jam Miller is the only running back that is on the 90-man roster right now that can fit that role. Lan Larison, not a power back. Travion Henderson, not a power back. The other guys that they just signed yesterday, they're not power backs. There's only 2 power backs on this roster. All right, DeVito, dial it up, baby. Under pressure. Going deep. Going deep. Whoa! Who is that? Is that Cam Dorner? What a throw. What a catch. Oh, there's a flag on the play. Are you joking? Dude, Cam Dorner with the catch, though? Oh, he's making the practice squad. Yeah, he's making the practice squad. Nah! Great throw, great catch. Flag on the offensive line. You literally had Tommy DeVito get rocked. But he delivers a dime, they deliver the catch, and despite allowing your quarterback to get rocked, you're still holding. 48 yards off the board. Oh! Yet again, Cam Dorner comes back after the big catch for a big-time play. Oh, yeah, Cam Dorner's making a practice squad. Well, ooh, he might get claimed by a team if he keeps looking this good. I mean, Cam Dorner was a guy that looked really good in practice, but, like, we're not talking about him because there's no spot for him to make in this wide receiver core. But 48 yards, gets taken back, then gets 18 yards on the following play. Cam Dorner, the pride of Shepherd University. Yeah, dude. Dorner, number 88. He's been a guy that's been making plays with the second and third team offense. But unfortunately, he doesn't have a spot to make the roster. Unless he's going to be a returner. But we haven't seen that. All right, Chisholm for the screen. No blockers up front. Lack of blocking on these screens for the Patriots is what I'm noticing. All right, second down. DeVito drops back. DeVito has time. DeVito hits Lan Larison. Ooh, Lan Larison running hard. Puts his shoulders down. Does a front flip. That was 2nd and 12. Now it's 3rd and manageable. I like Efton Chisholm. I like Efton Chisholm too. Bro's making the roster, bro. It's not a debate. He's making a roster. All right. 3rd and 4. Lan Larison, your running back. DeVito going to pass. Hits the middle of the field. That's Efton Chisholm. He's open. Of course he is. We're going to have to bring back Chris Hogan's nickname, 7-Eleven, because he's always open. Man, Efton Chisholm, always open, bro. Like, oh my, the separation he got from the defensive back, too, had like 3 steps on him. That's wide open in the NFL. All right, let's see. 1st and 10 by the Patriots. They're across the 50, in motion. Jam Miller on the outside. Lan Larison, or not Lan Larison, Eli Raritan block. He blocks. Oh my God, what a block by Eli Raritan, the rookie tight end. I wanted to see, can he block or does he only catch? No, he catches and he blocks. The reason that Jam Miller just went for 15 yards on the outside run was because Eli Raritan bodied his defender. I mean, there was no defender in sight on that 15-yard run. All right, your fullback there was Tanner Arkin, the UDFA. DeVito on the bootleg is going to pass. And I just hyped you up, Raritan. Ball was low, but I still think Raritan should have caught that one. Ball was low. DeVito apologizes to him after the play. I agree. Raritan does look good. So DeVito's 11 for 17 for 101. All right. Gonna give this one off to, of course, Jam Miller. Hey, been a subscriber for a while, entertaining, better than half of the bozos on TV getting paid. Keep up the great work. Scott, my brother, I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning into the show. I'm waiting for them to hire me, man. You know, 6-figure deal. Let's go. I'm ready to roll. All right, DeVito, gonna give that one-on-one catch. That's touchdown, baby. Yo, Pats Nation, how do we feel about the first touchdown of the new season? Oh, yeah! Great job by Tommy DeVito. He's Kyle Williams one-on-one on the outside. Beautiful blocking by the offensive line. DeVito goes one-on-one to Kyle Williams in the back of the end zone, and that's an easy touchdown for Kyle Williams. That's backyard football for Kyle Williams right there, baby. Kyle Williams does have to make the adjustment, though. I think it could have been a better ball from DeVito. Try to put in front of him a little bit more. So adjustment there by Kyle Williams. Give him the credit where that's due, but touchdown, baby. 10-0 Patriots. Let's go. My boy Isaiah comes in here, $5 donation. Kyle Williams and Efton Chisholm are definitely making this roster. It's going to be interesting, you guys. I think it's going to be really interesting to see what they decide to do with the 53-man roster. A lot of people are going to hate me for this. Please don't unsubscribe. But I still think Kayshon Boutte is going to be traded. Like, if you look at this wide receiver core, you're not going to trade Efton Chisholm. You'd be lucky to get a 7th-round pick for Efton Chisholm. But you're also not going to cut Efton Chisholm because you are not getting Chisholm back on the practice squad. I promise you, he's not going to clear waivers. Another team will claim him. If you want to own the rights to Chisholm, you have to keep him on the 53, which means you're trading one of your wide receivers. And would you rather trade Kyle Williams, who brings something to this offense that these other wide receivers don't have, which is speed and a really good route runner? And he's also only in his second year, so he's on that rookie deal. Would you rather trade him and get a 6th or 7th round draft pick? Or would you rather trade Kayshon Boutte, who's very redundant with the other wide receivers that you have with A.J. Brown, Matt Collins, even Romeo Doubs can make good catches through contact, high point the ball. Not to mention Kayshon Boutte is also in contract year, so you'd have to give him a new contract at the end. And I think Kayshon Boutte is going to make $15 million average annual value. Patriots are not giving him that money. You're not paying A.J. Brown as one of the highest paid wide receivers in the NFL. Giving Romeo Doubs $25 million average annual value just to give Boutte $15+ million average annual value. You're not doing that. And I know a lot of Patriots fans have had this idea of, well, okay, you let Kayshon Boutte hit the open market at the end of 2026, and whatever team signs him, you're going to get that comp pick in return for him. In order to get a comp pick in return, one, the comp pick the Patriots get is directly impacted on how big of a contract Kayshon Boutte signs. But two, it also means the Patriots cannot go out and sign any big name players in free agency for a good portion of time. Because if Kayshon Boutte goes out and signs a 4-year deal worth $15 million average annual value, but the Patriots go out there and sign a big name edge rusher to like a 4-year deal worth $30 million average annual value, that's going to offset itself. And now you're not getting that comp pick in return for Boutte. Food for thought. Food for thought. Tom Brady, my boy, comes in and says, I like Jam Miller, looks ready to just fit in game one. He does look good. He does look good. I'm going to be curious to see how the running back room shapes itself out, because Lan Larison, I think, looks good. And I think he's different than the other backs you have. I would keep Lan Larison over Jam Miller because he's more versatile. I think we're seeing that Jam Miller can run the football really well as a power back, but that's about all. But if they wanted to keep 4 running backs, which I think is definitely a possibility based off of what we saw last year, I think that 4th running back is definitely Jam Miller. And they clearly like him. They clearly like him. All right. Anthony Richardson is still in this game. How about that? They're really trying to increase his trade value. Hindsight is 2020. I would have liked to have kept Booty, but if Dobbs pops off, then it's good, and then it's a good deal. If not, then it's wasted. This is true. Richardson hits the middle of the field. That's a good contested grab by number 3 of the Colts. That's Channing Canada. Again, Canada's had some good moments. Number 29 here for the Patriots, but I think you're also seeing when some of these big plays are made by the defensive backs for the Colts or for the wide receivers for the Colts, it's Channing Canada who's kind of in that mix. My boy Kyle comes in here, $5 donation. He says, call me weird, but I'd rather trade Pop than trade Booty. Way better chemistry with Maye than throw Williams, Chisholm, and Dobbs in the slot in the rotation. I've heard this going around a lot, and I do understand the idea behind it. But I think what we also have to keep in mind is that how much playing time is Booty going to get too? Now, we have seen early in training camp that the Patriots were running 3 wide receiver sets with A.J. Brown, Romeo Dobbs, and Kayshon Boutte. So clearly they're trying to see if that's something that they could make work, and it's not impossible. But again, Kayshon Boutte, very similar playing style to A.J. Brown, Romeo Dobbs, Mac Hollins. Pop Douglas has something that don't really have on this team outside of Kyle Williams, and that's that speed. That's that jitterbug mentality to where he can operate short, intermediate, and deep because he's really hard to cover. Like, no one can cover Pop Douglas in man-to-man. The problem is just he's 5'9", so Drake Maye kind of has issues consistently hitting him. So, like, you can do more with Pop Douglas in this offense than Kayshon Boutte. Wrestling Luva comes in with a $5 donation. Says, nah, trade Hollins. He's getting up there. Keep the youth and build around it. This is another one that I've heard a lot, and I understand it. But I also go back to who made the plays in the AFC Championship game. It wasn't Kayshon Boutte. It was Mac Hollins in his first game back from injury. Who is the guy that made plays, had the only touchdown for the Patriots in the Super Bowl? It wasn't Kayshon Boutte. It was Mac Hollins. And again, Mac Hollins is signed under contract for a reasonable contract for, actually, I think this might be his final year under contract, if I remember correctly. He's on a 2 or 3 year deal. I can't remember off the top of my head. But Mac Hollins understands his role. So if Mac Hollins is wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5, even wide receiver 6, you're not going to hear Mac Hollins complain. He's also a really, really good motivator and tone setter when it comes to the locker room and off the field. You also aren't going to have to pay him big money. Again, that's the problem, is that you keep Mac Hollins. He knows his role. I also think Mac Hollins was more consistent than Kayshon Boutte last year. You know that Mac Hollins can make plays deep, but he also can clearly make plays short and intermediate too. He's probably, outside of A.J. Brown, the best wide receiver the Patriots have in between the numbers. Versus, okay, you get rid of Mac Hollins, but you keep Kayshon Boutte. Again, you're going to have to give him, in the final year of his contract at the end of the year, you're going to have to give him $15+ million per year on a multi-year contract. You're probably not going to do that. Also got to look at, what are you actually going to get in return for Mac Hollins? 6th-round draft pick, maybe a 5th if you're lucky. You also have to understand, too, that Mac Hollins is a really good blocker. Like a really good blocker on top of that. Something else to keep in mind. Can you put the game on? Unfortunately, I cannot, or YouTube will shut down my channel. Again, guys, do your boy a massive favor. Slam that like button if you haven't already. We have, let's see. We have 65 likes. We have a few hundred people watching. We got over 150 on YouTube. So we should easily have 150 likes on the stream right now, guys. Do your boy a favor. Help support the channel tremendously. It's completely free. All you got to do is hit that thumbs up button. So hit that thumbs up button right now. What you doing? What you waiting for? Also, I'm pretty sure when you hit the thumbs up button on my channel, it turns into a football, which is pretty cool. 72 likes. We're going up, baby. Come on. Let's go. Let's get 150. All right, 1st and 10 here for the Colts. Anthony Richardson with the run. Chad Muma forces him out of bounds. So Colts knocking on the door for their first points of the game. What's up, bro? How are you? All right, 2nd and 3. Anthony Richardson drops back. Patriots are bringing the blitz. Oh, check down by the Colts. That's a touchdown for the Colts. What a great call by Indianapolis. I'll give credit where it's due. Patriots got aggressive. They sent the blitz, and a perfect call by the Colts. Just dump it off, set up the screen, and take advantage of the blitz. Again, as long as the quarterback can get the ball to whoever is setting up the screen and the opposing defense is blitzing, you're going to take advantage of that 10 out of 10 times. Although the points still are not up on the board, they're going to review this. Dude, Hollins is the heartbeat of the locker room on top of all those plays that you just mentioned. I agree with you. Like, Scott, I agree with you completely. I mean, who's the guy that's going to step up in absence for Stephon Diggs? I don't think Drake Maye's at the point where he's going to have as big of a voice as Diggs did. I think right now in the locker room, like A.J. Brown maybe, but Matt Collins, bro, Matt Collins is a fiery guy. That's a fiery guy right there. So I think if you want someone who's going to motivate this team, I think Collins is that guy. He's that dude. Yep, and the Colts did not get in for the touchdown. Elbow was down right before the goal line, so they're going to be within the 1 yard. My boy Isaiah comes back in your $5 donation. He says, I hate that next week's game is at 7 because I work 2 to 8. Well, hey, at least you're only missing a half hour, right? You're only missing... You're going to miss all the starters. That sucks. That sucks because Drake Maye is definitely going to play next week. That was confirmed. He won't play a lot, but he will play. So you'll probably miss that, but at least you get to watch 3-ish quarters of the game. My boy Kyle comes back in your $5 donation. He says, what trade ammunition would you think that it would take to get a nose tackle to clog the run? I love Williams, but I think he's as good as a 3 next to an 0. I agree. I agree with you. You know, I don't think this team has a true nose tackle with Kyrie's Tonga off the board. Travis Shaw, the guy that they signed earlier this offseason, he was a guy that I really, really thought as a UDFA could potentially fill that Tonga role. He was the guy that made a whole video about how this is a slept-on New England Patriots player because he's the only true nose tackle on this team who, at the collegiate level, was very good at stopping the run. Unfortunately, he was cut a few weeks ago, and so he's not going to be in that mix. And the Patriots have a very loaded defensive tackle group, but they don't have a true, huge, big-body nose tackle in the middle to replace Kyrie's Tonga. And so I would say don't worry too much just yet about trading for a nose tackle because there's going to be hundreds of players that are going to be cut league-wide in the next couple of weeks for 53-man roster cutdowns, where every single NFL team has to go from 90 players to 53. I would look at the waiver wire first if you are the Patriots, see who gets released, and then go from there. If not, I think you could easily get a nose tackle for a 5th-round draft pick. Look at the Patriots, iconically making some of those trades in the Belichick era. They traded for Danny Shelton, and they only had to give up a 5th-round pick for him. So I think it's easier to get those nose tackles and not have to give up an arm and a leg for them. All right, so the Colts do get into the end zone, so it's a 7-10 game, so still anybody's game here. Anthony Richardson with the quarterback play, quarterback designed run. Sneaks that thing in. I mean, keep in mind, too, when Kyrie's Tonga got injured last year, that was a big loss for the Patriots for the few weeks that he was out. Like, the run defense struggled. Kyrie's Tonga left, and suddenly the Patriots let up their first 100-yard rusher on the year in 2025. He comes back, and things weren't perfect. We saw that in the Super Bowl, but it got better. They were still limiting backs to less than 100 yards prior to the Super Bowl. So, is a nose tackle more important than maybe we originally thought? Not going to lie, with all the cap space the Patriots still have, I'm surprised they didn't try to make a bigger push for Kyrie's Tonga. What did Tonga make? So Kyrie's Tonga signed a 3-year deal worth $21 million with the Kansas City Chiefs. That include $14 million guaranteed. So he's making about $7 million average annual value. I wonder if he would have taken a little bit less to even stay with the Patriots. Like, hey, what if you offered Kyrie's like a 3-year, $6 million deal? Would he have accepted that to stay in New England? Because I would have done 3 years, $6 million average annual value. All right, Channing Canada with the return here for the Patriots. Oh, hand onto the ball. Bubble that one a little bit. So decent return by Canada. To his degree, the Patriots did also have nothing but green ahead of him, but he gets across the 30. He's going to have just under a minute, him being Tommy DeVito, to get the Patriots into range for either a touchdown or a field goal. We saw the Patriots work on this a few times here over the last couple of weeks in training camp and joint practice, the 1-minute drill. Fortunately, we saw that 1-minute drill end in an interception with Drake Maye at practice the other day against the Colts. Can Tommy DeVito get the Patriots down the field and get some points up on the board? He did good in his 1-minute drill a few days ago. So DeVito drops back under pressure. DeVito goes one-on-one. Kyle Williams. Go, Kyle. Go, Kyle. Great start there to the 1-minute drill for the Patriots. Tommy DeVito says 51 seconds, got a couple of timeouts. Let's go to our playmakers. Goes to his fastest guy on the field, Kyle Williams, with that comeback route, though. I'm not going to lie, that might be chef's kiss for Kyle Williams. With that speed, if he can just stop on a dime, ain't nobody covering that. I'm not going to lie, that's my favorite play in Madden, that comeback route. Beats everybody I play. I shouldn't have told you guys that. No one play me in Madden now. DeVito's going deep again. He had Kyle Williams, man. Kyle Williams had a step on the defender. If DeVito puts that out in front of him, Williams has a chance, man. But I like the aggressiveness of Tommy DeVito. I like the aggressiveness. Yeah, that not a great pass there by DeVito. That just wasn't accurate enough. Put that in front of him a little bit more. Give him a chance. All right, pass across the 50. DeVito's going to step back. 2nd and 10. DeVito's going to go middle of the field. Oh! Pass is batted away. You had DeVito looking for Kobe Prentice, number 19 on the play. Lucky that was not a pick, though. That was close. Oh, yeah, that was close to being a pick. 3rd and 10, not yet in field goal range. DeVito drops back, can't get sacked. Come on, DeVito. DeVito shorts the ball again. So I'm not gonna lie. A couple plays here on this drive. DeVito started off strong, but a couple of balls just a little bit too short of his receivers. Got to put a little bit more oomph on that, DeVito. We have joint practice next week with Philly. Yes, 2 days, the 19th and the 20th. And of course, we'll have you guys recapped for everything that happens in those practices. So 37 seconds, 4th and 10. Unfortunately, Patriots giving the ball back. And you just got to make sure the Colts do not get down the field in the 30 seconds, less than 30 seconds they're going to have. So, they're going to be pinned deep. So they're going to be inside the 10. All right. Richardson gets the snap. Oh, Chad Muma just got burnt on the play, man. Bit on it a little too hard. So that's a good first play there by the Colts. They're going to get a first down. Again, Chad Muma just bites on the receiver after he catches the ball. And the receiver just puts on the burners, and it's kind of off to the races at that point. So 20 seconds left. Indy's going to take a timeout. All right, 1st and 10. Richardson drops back. Patriots bring the pressure. Richardson. All right, able to find his wide receiver. That's a comeback route against Channing Canada. I said this earlier, man. Channing Canada, whenever there's a play, who's the defensive back we're seeing? Channing Canada. All right, 1st and 10, 18 seconds. At the 30, Richardson goes deep for the tight end. That's Chad Muma in coverage. Not going to lie, Chad Muma has had kind of a disappointing game. I'd say KJ Britt's looked better. Canada's the new Miles Bryant. Richardson, incomplete, was looking for Canada again. All right, 10 seconds left in this one. It's enough for a couple shots down the field for Indy. All right, 4 seconds left. Indy's going to take their final timeout. They're inside the 50, so they're going to try to make this a tied game. Oh, and just wide left. He's going to go the kick for Indy. So they had an opportunity to tie this thing, then they don't. That's the end of the first half. Meaning we are at halftime. Guys, this is the opportunity where I say this is where real football starts. Go get your snacks. Go get your waters. Go use the bathroom. Now's the time to do it because we still have a whole half of football. We're going to have a different half of football to be played too. I'll be curious to see if Tommy DeVito keeps playing or if we get Baron Morton now in the second half. I'd say we're probably going to get Baron Morton, though, in the second half. Is the second string still going to play in the second half? We'll definitely see some of the second strings still playing the second half. You're not going to see just third and fourth stringers play, but now's the time where you'll see a good amount of the second stringers take a seat. Any starters that were still in the game are officially going to be taken out. Now it's a couple of the second string guys mixed with the third and fourth. So Baron Morton, man, I want to see him. But guys, I'm going to grab some water real quick. We'll be right back. All right, Pass Nation, we back, baby. We back. And of course, we got the Patriots water bottle with us because what else are we going to do here at Patriots Global? Oh, dude, I need a Patriots Global one of these. That'd be tough. Will y'all buy that? Patriots Global? Little, what would you call this? Not a mug. I don't know what this would be called. Water bottle? Just. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Of course, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys slam that like button. Does support the channel significantly. Significantly. Still only 104 likes. We want to get to 200 likes by the end of the stream. And I know you guys can do it. Keep in mind, guys, too, that we're going to have a live watch party like this all year long. All the preseason games, regular season games, postseason games. So make sure you guys come tuned every single week for these Patriots games, especially week 1 against the Seahawks, man. I mean, I feel like that's going to be a fun one. Real quick, too, you guys. I do want to let you know about our amazing friends over at PrizePicks. That's the sponsor of today's video. You guys know them. You guys love them because all you have to do is pick more or pick less on a few player stats in order to create a lineup. And NFL football is officially back. We got the preseason happening right now. We got the regular season right around the bend. And with a new NFL season also comes a brand new offer here from PrizePicks. You guys heard that right, because best of all you have to do is play your first $5 lineup and get $150 in lineups if you win that initial $5 lineup. All you have to do is click the link in the description box below. That's going to take you to download the PrizePicks app. Once you download, you sign up, use the promo code you see on the screen, HMA. Again, that is HMA. And then, of course, when you place your first $5 lineup and win, you will get $150 free to play with. That's right. PrizePicks just switched up their offer, so there's no better time to lock in and join. Make sure you guys go ahead and win that first lineup. PrizePicks is available in most states, including California, Texas, and Florida, but it's not limited to those states. PrizePicks is America's #1 sports picks app. As you guys can see here, I had my my friends at PrizePicks whip me up a little parlay here. I want to know what they were thinking, and they are taking the under on Drake Maye passing yards. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comment section below. Think the Patriots are going to run the football well this year? Maybe we don't pass the ball as much? Guys, let me know. I'm curious your thoughts on that. A.J. Brown's going for 1,400 yards this year, so you're obviously going to take the over on 1,099. And then Jahmyr Gibbs, take the over on his rushing yards with him signing that new contract, baby. Let's go. Big shout out to our amazing friends over at PrizePicks. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get back here to the show. Let's bring... Not that. Bring this up. There we go. And whoa, a blast from the past. Whoa, Rob Touchdownski. Bro, every single time I think about like the prime Patriots Global days, like for those of you who have been around the channel from the start, you guys will remember when this channel was just voiceovers. Like it was just photos and voiceovers. That's what the channel was. And you guys loved it, which I still can't believe people like watched those videos, but you guys did, which thank you very much for doing so. And Rob Touchdownski would comment on every single video. Bro, I have not seen you in such a long time, man. This is a heartwarming moment. This was a heartwarming moment. McGoat says he was there. McGoat, you were there when we did the voiceovers. The OGs. The OGs are what we're calling you guys, but man, Rob Touchdownski. This moment kind of feels like Spider-Man No Way Home, where you had all the Spider-Man come back together. That's what this moment feels like for me. That's what this moment feels like for me. Shout out to my boy Rob Touchdownski, man. Always love seeing the OGs in the chat. Love seeing the new members come together too, man. We're building a community here at Patriots Global, so make sure you guys hit that subscribe button to join the Patriots Global family. Let's see where we're at. Where is... So I want to look at kind of the stat leaders here for the Patriots here in this first half. So Tommy DeVito finished going 13 of 22 for 139. He averaged 10.7 yards per throw with a touchdown, 1 sack, and a 92.8 overall rating. Jam Miller, 12 rushes. He led the pack significantly. 47 yards, 3.9 yards per carry with a long run of 15 yards. And Lan Larison ran the ball 4 times, but got 0 yards on those 4 carries. So a little bit of inconsistencies there with the offensive line. Kyle Williams is your leading receiver. He was targeted 3 times. That is tied for the second most, with 2 receptions for 37 yards and a touchdown. Lan Larison is tied for, or not tied, but is second in terms of receiving yards. He was tied for first with Matt Collins for the most targeted player in the first half. He went 4 targets, 4 receptions, 32 yards. That's the receiving threat you're seeing there from Lan Larison that I was talking about earlier. Matt Collins, like I said just a second ago, tied for the most targeted player. 4 targets, 2 receptions, 24 total yards. And then Chisholm coming in here, 3 targets, 3 receptions, 20 yards. That's Chisholm. Like if I had to describe Chisholm, I would just tell you the stats from this game. Every time he's targeted, he catches the ball. It might not light up the stat sheet, but bro moves the chains every time you throw him the ball. Let's see. We see the defensive side of the football here. No sacks here for the Patriots. I think that's been a little disappointing, but I mean, KJ Britt balling. 3 total tackles, 2 of which were solo, 1 tackle for loss. He had the forced fumble. You had Jeremiah Farms earlier also have a forced fumble. So that was on the goal line. When we were trying to figure out, hold up, who just punched the ball out? It was the Del Pettis recovery. That was Jeremiah Farms who had the forced fumble. So pretty good game, or pretty good offseason, I have to say, for Jeremiah Farms also. And then obviously Kindle Vildor had the interception. And he also had a pass defense. So Kindle Vildor, stock up for him. See where the Colts are at. Anthony Richardson at halftime was 11 for 14, 145 yards, 13.2 yards per throw, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, and an 80.1 overall rating. Anthony Richardson also led the Colts in rushing yards, 6 attempts, 53 total yards, and a touchdown. He was averaging 8.8 yards per run, so that's not ideal. McGowan, the running back there for the Colts, 5 attempts, 17 yards. Patriots were able to limit him to only 3.4 yards per attempt, so good job for them there. I would say the only problem is kind of maintaining the edge, right? Kind of keeping their stability there on the edge and defending some of these mobile quarterbacks. That's something they're going to have to consistently do. You're playing Josh Allen. Sam Darnold has that level of mobility to him. You're going to play him week one. So going to play some really good quarterbacks. You're going to play Justin Herbert too. So you're going to have to make sure maintaining the edge is going to be a top priority for this defense. But all right, Colts are going to get the ball here first. And special teams, yet again, having issues with the coverage unit. They're going to get this one across the 40, but there's a flag on the play. Holding on the receiving team, so that's going to be a 10-yard penalty. It's going to be backed up there for Indy now. Nonetheless, though, that's probably one of my negative takeaways from today. It's definitely top 3 was the coverage unit. Not good. Not good at all. And I understand some of those guys obviously aren't playing in today's game, but you're going to be playing better special teams unit in the regular season too. Kyle says, if ABT goes down, who goes in? Brown, Hudson, Lomu? So based off of what we're seeing, more specifically, who's been coming in at left guard, Andrew Rupsich, who I don't think any of us had in our bingo cards entering training camp. He has been the backup left guard. Ben Brown's got some opportunities in the interior of the O-line, but mainly he's the backup center. Lomu's only gotten opportunities at right tackle and left tackle, and Hudson has gotten opportunities at tackle and specifically right guard. Whoever the Colts' third-string quarterback is just got leveled. Replay. Who was that? Stop. Jesse Luketa, another offseason addition by the Patriots, just laid out the third-string quarterback for the Colts. Now, it wasn't a sack. The ball was still completed, but Jesse Luketa, damn. Yeah, he's going to feel that one in the morning. 2nd and 1. They run the ball up the middle. Colts going to get the first down here. So Baron Morton will be getting the start for the Patriots. That's been confirmed. All right, fakes the handoff. Gonna throw deep. Pressure in his face. Oh! 4th turnover. John Saunders for the Patriots comes in at safety with the interception. Oh, and another turnover for this defense. First one of the second half. 4th one of the game. Wow. Dude, John Saunders has low-key been killing it. And he's killing it where it matters the most. He's killing it at training camp. He's killing it in the preseason. Doesn't matter what you do early on. It matters what you do towards the end, closer to roster cutdowns. 26-yard return by Saunders, too. So he has them Jets on him. I don't know. What y'all think? John Saunders on the 53? Honestly, I wonder if the safety battles between Del Pettis and Saunders. Colby, how much did Lomu play and where did he play? Lomu played the entire first quarter. I think he also played a little bit of the second quarter, and he started all at right tackle. So the development for Lomu does mainly continue to be at right tackle. They played him a little bit at left, but it's mainly been at right. I'm spelling Saunders' name right here. Man, John Saunders, 26-yard return, fourth defensive turnover for the Patriots today, man. I understand it's a preseason, it's the Colts, but that's impressive. All right, Baron Martin, let's see what you can do. Jack Westover in the backfield. Miller is still the Patriots starting running back here. Wow. I don't know the last time I saw the Patriots give a running back the start in the first 3 quarters of a preseason game. If he plays the entire game, they're giving him reps for a reason. Crownover is a giant. Let me see. Oh, my. That man's a behemoth. He's what? Was he like 6'7", 6'8"? Dude, damn. Crownover is taller than CJ Dupree, and CJ Dupree's a tight end. That's crazy. Everybody's just talking about Crownover right now in the chat. All right, Morton, let's throw the ball. 3rd and 2. Baron Morton's going to give the ball off. This one's going to be Lan Larison, so it's really been a 2 running back by committee type of day. Larison and Miller. Hey, shout out to my boy Dan, man. Shout out to my boy Dan. Dan, I know you scared. I know you watching this game like, damn. Damn, it's the Patriots starters and the backups that have gotten 4 defensive turnovers against a starting caliber quarterback. That's scary. That's scary. Dan, don't put your head on the division again, man. You're going to be shaving in back-to-back years if you do. All right, so conversion here for the Patriots. Make sure you guys slam that like button if you have not already. Massively, massively, massively supports the channel, and it's completely free at that. So, hey, free support. That's good luck for you right there. Slam that like button. Dan said yawn. What you mean yawn? What you mean? You seeing this? You seeing Tommy DeVito, Mr. Cutlass himself, dominating? Huh? Huh? What you see? You see John Saunders with that interception, Dan? Come on, you scared. You're going to be picking off Josh Allen in the regular season. Come on. Come on, son. Come on, son. Oh. All right, so Patriots going for the field goal here. And that's right up the middle. Beautiful. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss, Andy. All right, Patriots extend their lead to 6 here. So only 1 touchdown for both of these teams. It's been all field goals other than that for New England. I will say, though, another issue for the Patriots that we saw in joint practice with the Colts was they were struggling to stop tight ends. We are seeing that in this game. Mallory, the tight end for the Colts, he has 61 yards. And obviously, he's not playing the entire game, right? He has 61 yards. That came in the first half. So an extension to what we saw in that joint practice. I'm not panicking just yet because we did see that the Patriots did have problems defending tight ends in last year's joint practice with the Commanders. The regular season comes along, and for the first couple of weeks, it felt like they struggled a little bit, especially against Brock Bowers week 1. But after that, the Patriots became one of the better teams in the league at defending tight ends. And so you don't have Craig Woodson out there. You don't have your other starters out there, Carlton Davis, Christian Barmore, anything like that. And so, or not Christian Barmore, Christian Gonzalez, excuse me. And so not taking too much away from it, but just something to keep an eye on. KJ Britt is going to be good at linebacker. Again, I've been saying this, but I didn't have KJ Britt on my 53-man roster projection. I'm going to drop a video of doing a 53-man roster projection for you guys here before they do the actual 53-man roster breakdown. But I had KJ Britt off because he was linebacker 3 earlier this offseason and then got demoted to linebacker 5. You had Khalil Jacobs ahead of him in training camp. You had Chad Muma ahead of him in training camp. I was getting to the point where I was saying, are we even going to see KJ Britt make it to roster cutdowns? And he comes in today and plays the first half. We saw him leave during the second quarter. So maybe the Patriots like what they saw from him. They want to keep him around, but had that forced fumble, had the big stop on the ball carrier, stopped him in his tracks at the line. So yeah, he had some good moments. Now he's gonna have to do a lot more to make the roster, of course, but I like what I saw from him today. I'll be curious to see how he did in coverage, though, because my biggest problem with KJ Britt was actually Britt in coverage. Like, he's a good run defender, but he wasn't good in coverage. And with this defensive system, you're going to need to be able to drop back into coverage, cover running backs out of the backfield, cover tight ends. Can KJ Britt do that? That's the question. Colby had a 2 Chainz play. Just tuning in. Tommy DeVito looked good. He had a couple of throws that were kind of underthrown, right? Didn't have a little bit of oomph on the ball, more specifically in the final offensive drive by the Patriots. It was kind of that 1-minute drill for them, and had Kyle Williams, had a step on his defender, short-armed him. Then on a 3rd down on that same drive short-armed, who was it, Matt Collins or Cam Dorner on the play. And so had some inconsistencies, but I thought overall he looked really, really good. A couple of moments where he was doing really good, dodging some of that pressure too. So I like what I saw from him. I think DeVito had a good game. He looked like a very good backup quarterback in the league, a guy who could win you a couple games if you need him to start, but obviously you don't want him to start an entire season. Show the stream. I can't. How did Lomu play? So I'm going to have to go back and look at the film to give you a real breakdown of it, but I thought had some good moments, had some not good moments. Thought there were some inconsistencies, as you'd expect. He's transitioning positions. It's his first year in the NFL, his first game in the NFL, so naturally that's to be expected. He also had a penalty on a big play that got wiped out. I believe that was the Eli Raritan play that went for like 20-some yards or something like that, and so definitely some rookie pains in this one, but you understand why. We see Nnamdi Obiizor, the rookie linebacker out of TCU, coming out right there. So he's getting some opportunities late in this game. He's another guy that was kind of starting to push KJ Britt down the linebacker depth chart there. All right, 3rd and 4 here for Indy. I'm going to drop back. No time, and gets out of the pocket, chasing him around, and he slips. Patriots get the sack. Coverage was good down the field. That's Lucetta, that's Farms, that's Swinson. And that was Farmer who really came up and made the play. You had Leonard, the quarterback there for Indianapolis, avoids the first sack, moves around, slips and falls. And that's more of a technical sack than anything else. Coverage was good down the field, and Leonard had nowhere to go. And that was on 4th down, so Patriots get the ball back. Indy was backed up very deep. They're backed up into the 15. Not loving what I'm seeing from the Patriots in the return game. Channing Canada as our kick returner today. And then as our punt returner, we have Kobe Prentice, who's returning the punts. So neither guy would be my first option as a kick or punt returner. Neither guy am I expecting to make this roster, so I don't let me see Kyle Williams, let me see Landon Larison, let me see Efton Chisholm. Those are the guys I want to see getting reps as returners. Why are we not doing that? Hey, shout out to Linda in the chat. Good to see Linda back. Hey, Kobe. I almost watching your channel just in time. Linda, we're back, baby. We're back. We post a lot more videos than do live streams now, but with the NFL season being back, we're doing watch parties. We're going to be doing post games and all that stuff. You guys can expect every game day we're going to be live, and then during the week, it's going to be a lot of videos. But make sure you guys check out the videos too. We put on a lot of hard work into the videos. So make sure you guys check out those. Don't just check out the shorts. Don't just check out the live shows. Don't just check out the videos. You get a different version of me in every single one. Shout out to Jeremiah. Jeremiah, how we doing? How we thinking of the Patriots in the first preseason game, huh? The first time we've seen continuity with this team since the Belichick era. Well, honestly, the last time we saw offensive continuity was 2020 to 2021. That was the last time we had the same offensive coordinator, because 2022 was Patricia, 23 was the Teapot, 24 was Alex Van Pelt, last year was McDaniels, and now we have McDaniels here again. So it's good to see some continuity. Looking forward to watching some of the videos, my friend. Scott, brother, I got you. I'm thinking about dropping a I don't know. I think I'm going to test it again. I feel like you guys used to love the winners and losers series, and then I kind of stopped doing it because the videos would only get a few hundred views, and I was like, well, if people aren't watching it, then I don't really want to make content nobody wants to watch. But I'm thinking about bringing the winners and losers series back. So I think I'm going to drop a video tomorrow about my winners and losers from this game. The guys who performed the best, the guys who I think really improved their draft stock, or not draft stock, but their stock to make the 53-man roster. And then guys who didn't perform well and could potentially be on the bubble and needed to have a good game. So I'm thinking about dropping that video tomorrow and kind of seeing how it does. If that video does well, then we'll drop a winners and losers video for every single one of the games. Bring back winners and losers. Hey, y'all, you want me to bring back winners and losers? You guys let me know in the chat. Kobe, I always watch your channel when TD doesn't do his live shows. I have to wait for TD to do his live stream tomorrow night. Linda, I'm going to be with you there in the chat. Clown and TD. All right, Haskins gets his first carry of the game, bounces this one outside. Haskins, who the Patriots signed yesterday. So, how about that? The Patriots signed 2 running backs, actually. I know we didn't get to make a video on that. Patriots did make a couple of transactions. They signed... let's see. So, they signed Hassan Haskins a day ago. And then they also signed old friend in JaMychal Hasty. So JaMychal Hasty also back with the Patriots. That happened late last night and was confirmed this morning. So Terrell Jennings on injured reserve, season-ending injured reserve, and JaMychal Hasty back in the mix. We all know he's not going to make the roster, but... All right, 3rd and 4 for the Patriots. Baron Morton, let's see what you got. Fires in the middle of the field. Oh! Hits Prentice on the play. So first reception we've seen from Prentice. So again, I'm kind of looking at these guys here in the 4th quarter, 3rd, 4th quarter, and these are the guys that are definitely on the outside looking in to make the team. Guys who are definitely not making it mixed with guys who are on the roster bubble. Haskins with a pretty nice run here on 1st down, dodging off a couple defenders. Pretty good run for a guy who got here 24 hours ago. Baron Morton in pressure. He's going to run. Baron Morton uses the legs and he slides, something Jackson Dart does not know how to do. So good job there by Baron Morton. That's going to bring up 3rd down. Didn't gain too much there. Kobe, who is the safety that we signed this week. I don't believe we signed a safety this week. On August 4th, we claimed Tejon Palmer off of waivers from the Cardinals. And then we signed a couple of running backs. That's about it. All right, 3rd and 5, and Morton looks for Prentice again, but that ball is too high. Prentice tries to make a one-handed play on it, but can't reel it in. So that's 4th down again for the Patriots. Now, we did sign a defensive tackle about a week and a half ago. We signed a defensive tackle by the name of Casey Rogers. So Patriots are going for another field goal here. Not Baron Morton, but Andy Borgales missed one earlier. And he's going to miss another one. Ooh. I don't know if that was on Borgales or if that was on the hold, but that's 2 misses now for Andy Borgales. And that one was wide right. That was bad. Ooh, and Jeremy Springer looking at that one with a disgust face, Patriots special teams coordinator. He's not liking that one. I'll be curious to see if that was on Andy Borgales or if that was on the hold, because that wasn't even close. Regardless, sell them both. No, yeah, the punting was bad. From what I heard, the punting was outstanding by Bryce Behringer at the Colts joint practice. By the way, for those wondering, who is Kobe Prentice? Kobe Prentice was a wide receiver the Patriots claimed off of waivers on July 25th. He was the former Carolina Panther. 5'11", 190 pounds. He was undrafted this year. Can't have kicks like this in the regular season. I completely agree. And Andy was like bomb last year. It struggled a little bit in the beginning of the year, but outside of that, I mean, he was chef's kiss. But 2 misses here today and not particularly close. To be fair, though, it's 2 misses by Borgales tonight, but the Colts kicker also missed. So is there something going on at Gillette Stadium we should know about? Is there a lot more wind than we can see on the screen here? Because damn, I want to get in that hydrotherapy room at the Patriots' new facility. Oh, that looks nice. That looks like a what would it be called? A hotel on steroids right there. Damn, that looks nice. Did I ever tell you guys when I met Devin McCourty during Super Bowl week a couple of months ago? I'm there at media week, like interviewing the guys, and I'm just like looking next to me. I'm like, Devin McCourty. So I went up and I talked to him. I was gonna get a picture with him, but he was holding his daughter, and I didn't want to be like, "Yo, put down your daughter so I can take a photo with you." So I just didn't even ask. But I was talking to him, and we were chatting it up for a little while. You know, he was giving me some tips. He was talking to me about what it's like being a broadcaster now, and I told him, I was like, "Yo, I got to get you on the channel sometime." He was like, "Yeah, here's my email." So Devin McCourty, a great guy, man. He's exactly the type of guy that you'd expect. It's the new turf. Yeah, the Patriots got a new turf after the World Cup. And the Patriots had like a monster truck racing too. They were like, "Yeah, your turf's not good enough. It didn't pass the league expectations." But good run here by Colts running back, bounces it to the outside. Patriots having some issues making that play. So let's see. Farms had the leverage, couldn't get to him, misses the tackle, and then it was just off to the races on that one. Will the NFL consider grass turf? They should, but I don't think they will. Why? Because it's going to be up to NFL owners, not the NFL like themselves. And I don't think that owners are going to want to spend the money to put in real grass. And not just that, it's going to be a lot of money to keep up with the grass, right? If you have turf, turf is just turf. But if you have grass, you got to water it. You got to make sure it's in good condition. You have to mow it. You got to make sure that it's like leveled out for the players. It doesn't have any bumps or inconsistencies. And that's a lot of money compared to actual turf. So I don't think they're going to want to, most NFL teams. But I'm pro grass. I'm pro whatever the players want. All right, 2nd and 7. Leonard drops back. Oh, good pass breakup there by Channing Canada. Great job. That was probably the best play I've seen from Channing Canada here today. I mean, granted, it's deep into the third quarter, so it's against backups, but good play nonetheless. He had a couple of good moments in training camp. 3rd and 7 after the pass breakup. All right, 3rd and 7. Let's get Baron Morton back on the field. Leonard drops back. Patriots are going to send the blitz. Leonard has time. He's going to fire that ball to his tight end, and it's off to the races now. And they're going to pick up that first down. Patriots have sent a lot of blitzes here today, from the first team defense to the second team to the third, all the way from quarter 1 here to quarter 3. And it feels like these blitzes are not getting home. It feels like the Colts, whether it was Anthony Richardson or now Leonard coming in here, quarterback 3 for Indianapolis, they've done really well at taking advantage of New England blitzing. All right, fresh set of downs. Baron Morton off the bootleg. Baron Morton's going to take this himself. He's going to throw on the run. Is that a catch? Did he get his foot out of bounds? Mallory. So Mallory is still in the game. Mallory is at 80 receiving yards now. Mallory's he's been killing it. Mallory's been killing it. Yeah, Braves doesn't look too happy. And I'm sure that's because there's a lot of just fundamental stuff that this team's struggling with. But again, a lot of these guys aren't going to make the final roster anyway. 2nd and 2. Indy's knocking on the door. Oh, and a good play. Gets the running back behind the line. Braden Swinson comes up. Former LSU star the Patriots drafted last year. So good job by Braden Swinson coming up and making a play against the run. I think we all think of him as a pass rusher. But he comes up here and makes a play in the red zone defending the run. Good job by Swinson. Of course, if you haven't already, make sure you guys slam that like button right now. It's free. It takes you less than a second. Really supports us here on the channel when you guys do hit the like button on all the videos. But all right, 3rd and 1 here for Cincy. Down by 6. There's a flag on the play. Kind of a weird play there. Flag on the play. As soon as the ball was snapped, Marcellus Dow comes up and makes the stop. See who this is on. Illegal formation on Indy. 5-yard penalty. It's going to be a replay of 3rd down. It's going to be 3rd and 6. All right, now things open up for Zach Core, defensive coordinator. You're pretty limited when you're trying to defend 1 yard, but now 3rd and 6. Got a little bit more wiggle room. They're going to run the ball again, and the Patriots come uphill. Will they get him before he gets the first? That they will. That's 4th down. Khalil Jacobs, we talked about him earlier in today's stream. Another one of those guys that was passing KJ Britt on the depth chart. This coaching staff really, really likes Khalil Jacob. That's that big linebacker you see right there. What number is he? 59 with the dreads. Khalil Jacobs, this coaching staff really seems to like him. 4th and 2. Colts are going to go for it. Can they get a stop? Leonard drops back, has time, 1-on-1, batted at the line. Braden Swinson? That was Swinson, right? And it is Braden Swinson with 2 huge plays on this drive. All right, Baron Morton gives the ball off outside. JaMycal Hasty. Of course, he's rocking 39. JaMycal Hasty always comes back for the preseason, and then he's cut at roster cutdowns, and he always rocks the dreads in 39. Honestly, I respect it. I respect it. Fan favorite for the New England Patriots fans. JaMycal Hasty. A guy that never makes the roster, but finds a way to stick around. All right, Morton drops back at 2nd and 9. He's going deep. Tried to give an opportunity for Cam Dorner. Dorner's had a pretty good game here so far, but not able to bring that one in. It was Swinson who talked about earning your role on this team. It was. And Braden Swinson also kind of came out and told the media this offseason. He was like, I'm going to be honest, last year I didn't take it serious enough. You know, I think there were some of those character concerns when he was leaving LSU and the Patriots drafted him. That's why Swinson dropped in the draft and the Patriots got really good value for him. There were character concerns. And I think we saw some of that last year, not necessarily having issues with other players or coaches, but wasn't taking the process seriously. And I think he saw that last year when he didn't have a role at all last year. Now he's looking at this saying, oh, shoot, no, I need to take this more serious if I'm going to make the 53. And he put on, or not put on weight, but he actually, I think lost weight. Yeah, they lost weight or put on some weight in order to kind of fit the NFL mode a little better. I think he put on weight, actually. All right, 3rd and 9. Patriots are still backed up inside the 10. Lane Larrison's still on the field. Baron Morton. Oh, there we go. Hits Palmer right in between the numbers. First down, Patriots. What a bullet by Baron Morton. Straight into the chest of Palmer. Good job by the rookie Baron Morton. Just tuning in, how's the squad doing? Not perfect, for sure, but it's a preseason game. I think that's what you'd expect. 7-13, Patriots were able to get into field goal range a couple of times. Andy Borgales, 2 missed field goals. So if Borgales was able to make those 2 field goals, one of the misses was from 56. We're talking about this being a 19-7 game. So I will say, and again, take it with a grain of salt, a lot of starting defenders are not out there. But I think that the red zone defense for the Patriots looks really good. The red zone offense for the Patriots, not looking good. A lot of times they got down there and they still had to settle for 3. And again, 2 of those were missed. So that was a big issue for the Patriots last year. They were one of the worst teams in the league at red zone offense and red zone defense. We saw a behind-the-scenes look at Forge in Foxborough where Mike Vrabel said that, told the entire team in a meeting, we need to be better in the red zone. He said straight up, we sucked. He told them exactly where they ranked, towards the bottom of the league. And so we saw in training camp for a few days that was a focus on the Patriots, red zone offense, red zone defense. And Maybe the red zone offense. Got to work on that a little bit more. Oh, wait, I don't think I ever posted this short on YouTube. Oh, that's what I was doing. Damn. That's my bad. That's my bad. See, sometimes I do a billion things at once, and then I'm like, what was I doing? That's what I was doing. All right, chat. Who here saw Spider-Man Brand New Day? Because I can't be the only one. Can't be the only one who saw it. I'm trying to upload this short on YouTube right now, and it's stuck. It was pretty good. I loved it. I loved it. That's the top 3 Spider-Man movie all time. All time. Yeah, forget the rest of this preseason game. Let's break down Spider-Man Brand New Day. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. That'd probably be more fun though. All right, JaMychal Hasty with a pretty good play here. Again, he got here today. He got here like this morning. So came here and a few hours later. He's playing for the Patriots. So start of the 4th quarter here. This is really where I want you guys to keep an eye on who is on the field. Because if you're playing right now in the 4th quarter, you're fighting for your life. Another run there to JaMychal Hasty on 2nd and 2. So we got Tanner Arkin still out there. Obviously got Hasty out there, Baron Morton. Efton Chisholm's still out there. Start of the 4th quarter. So I think they like Efton Chisholm. I don't think his roster spot's in jeopardy, but certainly interesting. He's out there. All right. They're going to give this ball to Haskins this time on 1st and 10. Haskins patient. Goes up the middle. Going to get a few. First down. Let's just get away from the preseason healthy, man. Well, looks like somebody's injured. Try to figure out who this is. So an offensive lineman, it looks like Andrew Rupsich. He's the one that was injured on the play. Now, hopefully all is good. But keep in mind that Andrew Rupsich has been the Patriots' backup left guard here this offseason. And with Elijah Vera Tucker's injury problems, a very important spot. Now, something that Mike Reese tweeted out here about 50 minutes ago was his halftime kind of takeaways. And he said, and I quote, injury knocking top backup center Ben Brown out of the game. So couple of depth offensive linemen that have been the top guys as the rotational behind the first team offensive line getting banged up a little bit. So Andrew Rupsich, Ben Brown, both injured. Gonna have to watch those guys. Gonna have to watch those guys and see if they're at practice this week. Without Drake in there, it's kind of tough to comment on the red zone stuff yet. Can you tell me about the red Patriots helmet behind you? Let's see. We got a lot of stuff here, Scott. So let's give you a tour. So this one is a Patriots mini helmet. I got this at Patriots training camp a year or two ago because I was like, I have everything signed right now. I need something else. And this is signed by Drake Maye. It's right there. It was crazy. Drake Maye. A couple of other players too. Don't really remember. I'd have to see. I think this was 2024. I got that signed. This one is like magnet and it spins. This was signed by Julian Edelman. I got that 2023. So Baron Morton drops back on 2nd and 6. And that's going to go incomplete. Did you say it was first down? No. So I meant on first down was that play. So it's 3rd and 6 right now. I had this one signed last year. And this one was signed by... This was signed by Mike Vrabel. This was signed by Jelani Tavai, Stephon Diggs, and there's some other guys. Oh, Efton Chisholm, too. I forgot. Yeah, see right there. Efton Chisholm also signed this one. Baron Morton just gets sacked here. I think that's, the second sack that Indy gets on the Patriots. So that was on 3rd and 6, 4th down, and the Patriots went out punt. And then this one back here, this was actually an original, just regular football helmet. Right? So he was white, I believe. This was white, and the face guard was gray. And I spray painted it to make it a Patriots helmet. I remember a lot of the Patriots players over the couple of years have really liked this helmet for some reason. I don't know if it's the visor or what, but they really like it. They're like, who is this? I'm like, oh, that's mine. They're like, oh, that's dope. And I was like, hey, you want it? I'll take yours. But this was signed by a lot of different players. Judon, David Andrews, Mac Jones. We got quite a few players who signed this one. So, but 65-yard punt there by Bryce Behringer. Absolutely insane. Booted that thing. He's looking pretty good. Edelnut, man. Shout out to the GOAT, man. Or is it? I think I have a picture of it I could slap up. Where is it? I know I got a picture of it somewhere. Is it a video? Oh man, actually I think it's a video. I know I have a picture of Edelman signing my mini helmet somewhere. What the heck, man? Oh, I was gonna show you guys, but I can't find it. But if I find it next time, I will show you guys. OMG, I just had to leave this other channel that was hosting the game so much damn hate on us Patriots. You know, that's why you got to come here, man. You got to come to this show. This is where we all kick it back. Patriots Nation comes in. We all have each other's back. We all have a good time. We react to the game together. This is the place to be. Now, usually the watch parties are a little bit more exciting in the second half. But we're watching guys that won't be on the team, so we can only do so much with that. But I mean, hey, man, we are lucky to have you in the chat, man. We don't do hating here. Thank you for the tour. That was first class, my friend. I know your parents are very proud. Hey, man, I appreciate that. That's one of my motivators. Just keeping my family proud, man. I definitely couldn't be here without my parents. So I'll tell you that they do support me very much, especially my mom. So 1st and 10 here. Indy's going to run the ball. They get here to the outside. Pretty good run by them. Gainer with the stop here for the Patriots. Leonard Taylor. He's out there still at defensive tackle. Like I said, Braden Swinson still out there. So 2 guys that I think you're certainly looking at who are not going to be roster locks for the Patriots. I like Leonard Taylor. He made that play in the AFC Championship game to block the field goal. Not a lock to make the roster. Braden Swinson, I think some people are having pretty close to a lock. I don't have him as a lock. I think he's still got to show out. Pass deflected there by Rodgers. We talked about this earlier on in today's live stream. A couple weeks ago, the Patriots picked him up off of waivers. So he's pretty new here to this Patriots team. First time in this system. And he comes up, knocks this pass down by Leonard. So I don't think people understand how difficult it is to knock a pass down at the line. Like, you got to time that perfectly. These NFL quarterbacks have zip on the ball. All right, 3rd and 7. Patriots get pressure. Ball's altered at the line. And that's going to go incomplete, bring up 4th down. Be curious to see who got a hand on that one. Patriots were bringing the pressure. See, Farms was in there. Taylor was in. I think it was Leonard Taylor. Speak of the devil. Leonard Taylor was the one that I think got his hand on that one. So 2 batted passes down at the line by this Patriots backup defense. Good job. Muffed punt there by Prentice. Good thing he picks that one up. I'm torn. I love my Pats. Casey Rogers was a rival in high school. Had his wife as a classmate. Dude, wow. What are the odds? Had him as a classmate. Where did Casey Rogers go to school? That's a really full circle moment for you. It's always amazing hearing some of your guys just like stories about like knowing these players or having relationships. It's crazy. Oh, Haskins. Dude, Haskins is running the ball pretty well. Low key, I don't think he will, but you never know. Crazier things have happened. Watch out for Haskins, the running back, maybe making a push. Because this is a guy that Mike Vrabel has experience with during his time in Tennessee. So, never know. But unfortunately, Mets with holding. So this play is going to be brought back from Haskins, who, again, had a really good run here. West Hill. All right, Baron Morton drops back. It's 1st and 20. They set up a screen, and Len Larison gets blown up. I feel for Len Larison because this team is not helping him at all make this roster. And again, I think he will make the roster. I think this coaching staff is smart enough to look and be like, it was on the blocking, but every time I feel like they're setting up a screen for Len Larison, as soon as he turns his head after he catches the ball, he's being blown up by 3 defenders. Haskins from Michigan. All right, Baron Morton drops back. It's 2nd and 21. Morton, that's incomplete. Tries to check it down to Larison, but can't get enough oomph on the ball. How do you underthrow a check down? That might be the biggest negative from today. How do you underthrow a check down? That's a new one. All right, 3rd and 21. What can Baron Morton do? Work some of your magic here, Baron. And we're going to check the ball down again. The exact same play, but this time he actually hits Land Larison. So no shot, deep downfield. Just try to move the chains, keep the clock moving. You can just tell the Patriots are just trying to get away with this game. That's all. But again, it's the preseason. These games are not about winning or losing. These games are about seeing what you have in your players. And so I would have loved to seen Baron Morton take that shot on 3rd down and just see, can you convert? Why not? All right, Bryce Behringer boomed it earlier. 60-some yards. Can he do it again? Another good punt to the 30. And Patriots are going to bring them down just shy of the 40, down at about the 37. Haskins is running well, but he's slow. Dude, could you imagine if Land Larison got some of the holes that Haskins is getting? Because Larison's fast, man, but he's just gotten terrible blocking every time he touches the ball. Mac who? Not Mac Jones. Not Mac Jones. Did I ever tell you guys about the time I met Mac Jones, too? That photo I have. That photo I can share with you guys, actually. Where is it? Because when I was at the Super Bowl, covering the Super Bowl for the Patriots and the Seahawks, I met a lot of Patriots, as you can imagine. Like, not just current, but like former. Malcolm Butler, Devin McCourty, man. I try to stay professional, but when you're your own boss, I schoolgirled a little bit, I ain't gonna lie. Where is it? I want to show this to you guys. But I also met Jaden Daniels. That was pretty cool. Got a picture of him. Saw Cam. I didn't talk to Cam though. I was a little shy. I saw Trevor Lawrence too, but I didn't go up. I didn't say nothing to him. Dude's about as tall and lengthy in person as you'd expect. But dude, where is it? Oh, here it is. And so let me. What's the best way for me to? We got the old school look. We got to change this. Hold on. We got to change this background. This is our old background. What is this? What is this? Okay, there we go. Okay, that's a better background. But as you can see, there we are. I want this to be closer. Nope, that didn't do it. No. There we go. I want you guys to get a better look at that. We're doing this on a commercial break, thank God. But this is so 2021. This is such a 2021 photo, but it was taken just in February at the Super Bowl, dude. And I'm looking and I see Mac Jones like talking like 5 feet from me, and I'm just like, and I'm like looking, and he's like, and I'm like, just like, what's up? And then later I came over and I kind of talked to him a little bit. And of course, because they used to be teammates, he was talking to Damian Harris, who's working for CBS. And I'm joking around there. I'm like, yo, like, man, this is full circle moment. Like, you were the guys. And they were like, oh, we know, like that's supposed to be us up there. And I was like, no. So Damian Harris, Mac Jones, still as best friends as ever. And Mac Jones definitely in a better mental state than he was when we saw him in New England. I'll tell you that. But was a really cool moment to me, both of those guys. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Whoops. There we go. Kobe, you're 5'7", huh? No. Guys, I swear I'm not that short. I swear. I won't say I'm the tallest guy in the world, but I'm not that short. I'm 5'10". I'm 5'10", according to the doctor. Mac Jones is what? Mac Jones is 6'3", okay? So let's put that into perspective. Mac Jones almost looks like a tight end. So yeah, I look small next to him. Cam went to my high school and he was huge, dude. I believe it. That guy's a monster. He was born to be an NFL player. All right, a great run here by Indy as they're marching down the field trying to take a 1-point lead against New England. Was our punter dealing with something in the playoffs? No, I think he just sucked. Oh, botch snap there by Leonard. And the Patriots, Braden Swinson comes up and makes the play on him. So that'll count as a sack for Braden Swinson. But, I mean, in reality, it was just a botch snap, and he just kind of came up and pushed him. Yeah, no, Mac Jones was towering over me a little bit there. Won't lie. I was like, "Damn, Mac, I'm gonna need you to squat, all right? Can't let no girl see this photo. Can't let my girlfriend see this." Oh, is that a fumble? Or is that gonna be down by contact? All right, incomplete pass. So Patriots almost had their 5th defensive turnover, but not this time. Colts got away with this one. Cam played tight end for us. Dude, what did you play with? Just every NFL player? Jeez. All right. Indy on 3rd and 9. Looks in between the numbers. And that's Butler. That prevents that one. Breaks up the pass. That's 4th down. See if Indy goes for this or sends out the punting unit. Likely the punting unit. I don't know why they would go for this. 7 minutes still left in the game. All right. They're going to go for the field goal, and they get it. So this is 10-13. So Patriots still hold the 3-point lead. Certainly still anybody's game. 5th-year sub to this channel. Shout out to my boy Nikhil, man. Shout out to my boy Nikhil, and happy 5th-year anniversary to joining the Patriots Global family. How awesome is that? How awesome is that? I think we're coming up on the 9-year anniversary of the channel. Wow. Wow, almost 9 years of doing this. That's crazy. Bro, what? I can't believe it's almost been 9 years of doing this. How crazy is that, man? How far have we come in 9 years? I started this when I was in my sophomore year of high school. My sophomore year of high school is when we started this channel. September of my sophomore year of high school. I remember very distinctly. Wow. How about that? And now I'm 24. All right, let's see what Baron Morton can do. Baron Morton, you got to put up some points on the board if we're going to win this one, buddy. You got to do something, my guy. 9 years. Damn, you were starting young in high school. Yeah, dude, I was 15 years old when I started this channel. Yeah, I was 15. I was almost 16, but I was 15, and it was my sophomore year of high school. All right, Lan Larison finally getting a return on special teams. Lan Larison still up. Oh, no. Okay, almost fumbled, trips, tries to get back up, and then gets taken down, man. I thought maybe he was going to take that one to the house for a minute there. Pretty good return by Larison. You saw the speed, you saw the agility, and that's why I keep saying Lan Larison needs to be the kick returner. I don't know why it took to the fourth quarter to see what he had, but it did. I've been wondering how long you've been doing this. Most of us are 5 years in, man. Shout out to all the GOATs, whether you've been the OG of the channel, whether you just got here, man. Certainly very thankful to have each and every single one of you here with me. JaMychal Hasty gets the carry on 1st and 10. Something tells me we're going to see a lot of the Patriots running the ball, try to just squeak this one out. Man, I keep forgetting to upload this video on YouTube. Wow. I'm everywhere right now. All right, 2nd and 9. Baron Morton going to give this one off to JaMychal Hasty again. JaMychal Hasty going to get maybe a yard. Going to bring up 3rd down. So 6 minutes and rolling here. 3rd down. Didn't that guy hand you the channel and then later try to get it back? No, I always had this channel from the start. Yeah, I grew this thing from 0 subs. But there were a couple of other Patriots YouTubers when I first started that I don't think do stuff anymore. I don't know. All right, 4th and 6. Patriots giving the ball back already. Behringer averaging over 55 yards a punt, so definitely a lot better than what we saw in the postseason. All right, stop him in his tracks, Good job by the coverage unit, finally. Stopping him there inside the 15. 57-yard punt this time by Behringer. All right, guys, 1 sec. I'll be right back. Let me get something. All righty. I've been bouncing around. What's the score? Scott, the score is 10-13. 4 minutes and counting. Colts have the ball. Leonard's going to give the ball off to the left side. Patriots build a wall, but can't bring him down. Pretty good run by Castle there for Indy. character getting tested after this game. Second and 5. Good rush off the edge by 99, but loses containment. Leonard gets outside. He's going to try to run for this one. Just shy of the 50 before he runs out of bounds. Khalil Jacobs and Harris. First one's there. Like I said, 99 gets off the edge for the Patriots. Fast rush, but loses containment, and Leonard just wide open gap on the right side of the line. Leonard's going to drop back, has time. Oh, and almost picked off by Butler for the Patriots. Just a little bit too far for him to be able to make that play, but Leonard just throws the ball. And I don't think that was in the vicinity of a player. How's that not intentional grounding? Patriots rush does get home to him, still hits him. Just not the sack. Casey Rogers, low key in this fourth quarter, looking pretty solid. Now, I think at this point, if you're playing in the fourth quarter, you're probably more so fighting for a practice squad spot for the majority of these guys than an actual roster spot. But I wouldn't mind seeing Casey Rogers on the practice squad. I thought he looked pretty good. All right, 3rd and 6. As this 2-down territory for Indy. Leonard drops back. Oh, hit while he throws. Get the pressure. Patriots playing a flag on the play. Harris was the first one there. Crosslane Company come up to help him. Ooh. What's the flag? Illegal hands to the face. That's going to be on Aiton, defensive tackle for the Pats. Not the type of penalty you needed there. I mean, there's no reason to put hands to the face. That didn't impact the play at all. There's no reason for you to do that, dude. Stupid penalty. All right, fresh set of downs for Indy across the 50. They're going to give the handoff here. Patriots build a brick wall, stop him in his tracks. It's a good job by them. Amari Gaynor coming up with the play there. Again, guys, if you haven't already, please make sure you guys slam that like button if you guys are loving what you're seeing here today with today's watch party. And of course, make sure you guys tune in all year long. All preseason, we're doing these watch parties. All regular season, all postseason, every single Patriots game, we're doing these watch parties. This is your one-stop shop to get in on the action, see my thoughts, see my reviews, see my analysis, play-by-play of what's happening, man. It's really just a great time to connect with Pats Nation and just have a great time. Just watch some football together. I wish I could show you guys what's happening, but yeah, again, this channel will be shut down in like 5 minutes. But hey, I want to hear from you guys. Who have been your winners and losers from today? Who have been your winners and your losers from our first preseason game? This is our first look at what this team looks like in 2026. react to some of your guys' winners and losers here. Winners, DeVito, Hollins, and Chisholm. All right. DeVito, I thought looked pretty good. Like I said, wasn't perfect, but you don't expect your backup quarterback to certainly be perfect or anything like that. But I mean, he finishes the day going 13 of 22 for 138, 10.6 yards per throw, 1 touchdown, 0 turnovers, sacked 1 time, and an overall rating of 92.6. So I would say pretty good, very, very solid. When it comes to the wide receivers, Mac Hollins was targeted 4 times, 2 receptions, 24 yards. Did have that 1 drop there, obviously, but was averaging 12 yards per reception. And then Efton Chisholm targeted 3 times, 3 receptions, 20 yards, averaging 6.7 yards per reception. So, all right, not terrible. Not terrible. Lomu's balling. I'm going to have to go back and really look at the tape of Caleb Lomu before I really make any true statement on him, because when you're looking at this live, everything happens really, really quick. Players are just flying around your screen. So you get an idea, but really got to look at those one-on-one matchups, which, we'll get that film when the game's over. Shout out to my boy Richie Fresh, the best Bills fan I know. Says dropping in to support my guy. I appreciate you, Richie. Make sure you slap that like button, buddy. You know it helps. I know you know that. He said prayers for your fam, Richie, man. Really, really, really appreciate that. Man, my mom's gonna need all those prayers she can get, man. Shout out to her, man. Hopefully she's watching this game from the hospital bed, and she's killing rehabilitation. So let's all come together, man. Let's all come together. Prayers up for my mom, man. Prayers up. Kyle Williams is a winner. I think Kyle Williams would have been more of a winner if Tommy DeVito could have hit him on a couple of those deep plays. But 2 minutes left in the game, 2nd and 10. Patriots showing blitz, but drop back. It's Kobe Minor with the stop. Let's see. Winner. Raridan, Bryant, Larison, and Swinson. I like this one. I like this list. Raridan, if you look at what he did today, again, some of what he did got brought back because of penalties. That big play he had got brought back because of penalties, so that makes things a little bit more difficult. But he finishes the day going 4 targets, 1 reception, 8 yards, which we all know by watching the game. In reality, he did do more. He did do more. So, but let's see. Who else did you mention here? Bryant. I thought Bryant looked pretty good too over at left tackle. I thought early on in the game, the left side of the offensive line was a brick wall. I thought they did significantly better than what we saw from the right side of the offensive line. Lan Larison playing deep into the 4th quarter. I don't love that. He's playing more than Jam Miller, so I don't certainly understand the logic behind that one. Just because Lan Larison has been the 3rd guy. And all right, tied game. Patriots are going to have another 1-minute drill offensively to get down the field and make a play. So, okay. And Drake Maye is shocked. I don't know what he's shocked about, but he's in shock. So 1 minute and 16 seconds. We'll have a little bit less by the time the Patriots get the ball. But all right, Baron Morton, this is what we've been practicing here. Now, Baron Morton also hasn't been getting snaps in practice as of late. He hasn't been getting 11-on-11s or 7-on-7 reps. So give him some of that in mind. But man, the last thing you want if you're the Patriots is to immediately go 3 and out and give Indianapolis time with the ball back, right? And I know that it's just the preseason. People are like, winning the game doesn't matter. And you're right, but this is situational football. That's what we're practicing here. All right, let's see. And then also Swinson. I thought Swinson's definitely done a good job, but he is playing deep into the 4th. So will this be enough for the team to be like, all right, we don't need to see as much of you next week? Certainly have to see, but Swinson still on the field, and he is currently at 3 tackles, 2 solo, 1 pass defended. So he's had a couple of good moments. Took over 35.5 points. Huge bummer. Man, Richie, ain't no way you were betting on a preseason game, bro. No injuries. That's all that matters. Certainly. We're at 26 points, so maybe something crazy happens in a minute. Baron Morton, middle of the field, hits. Was that Prentice? So hits Prentice in the middle of the field. All right. Patriots rushing back to the line. Morton's going to drop back just across the 30. Lan Larison tries to make the grab, but the ball too short for him on the check down. Does look like it got altered at the line. So something to watch there. Was this play altered at the line? Baron Morton looks for the check down. And it does look like someone got their hands on it, which is part of why that ball didn't get to Larison. But it's 3rd and 2 now. There's 45 seconds left in the game after the stop. Morton's going to drop back. Morton fires in the middle. Morton, go! Go, Prentice, go! Flag on the play. This is going to tack it on for the Patriots. Good play by Prentice after the catch. And Morton to fire that ball. Great job by him, too. That was clutch. That was clutch. This has to be on the defense for hitting Prentice in the head, right? No foul? Oh! Unnecessary roughness on the defense. So tack on some extra yards for that late hit on Prentice, and Kevin Byard is twirling it. Ah! Dude, I've never seen a preseason game so hype at Gillette Stadium. Actually, pause that. I've never seen a preseason game so hype. Gillette Stadium is going crazy right now. Great job by Prentice. Catching the ball, yards after the catch too. Tag on a little bit extra there. Patriots are at the 31-yard line, so we're in field goal range already. 39 seconds left. So let's get a little closer for Andy Borregales. He's missed 2 already today. Let's not make it 3. 2 timeouts for the Patriots. 3 for Indy. Larison in the back. Prentice in motion. Morton's going to give the handoff to Larison. Larison's going to be stopped behind the line. So opposite direction. Opposite. That's not where we're trying to go. Go forward. Go forward. I won the Hall of Fame game betting $800 on the preseason, Richie. Damn. That's crazy. You're the only person I've ever heard of that put real stock into preseason football. Hey man, if you won, you won. Weak call, not a foul. I honestly didn't see it as much as say if it was a soft call or not, but hey, you know what? I'm not complaining. I've been watching this channel for a long time. I'm a displaced Pats fan down in Louisiana. Without your channel, I would not have been able to follow my beloved Pats. Keep up the great work, man. I really, really appreciate you, Joe. And we're going to have you covered all season long, man. Make sure to follow the other socials, too, because do a lot of Patriots content on TikTok and Twitter and all that good stuff, too. So, but all right, 2nd and 13 after the play. Baron Morton on 2nd down gets batted at the line. So that's going to bring up 3rd down. Still 3rd and 13. Clock is stopped. So the Patriots will have time for one more play. I would expect a run play here or just an easy pass. Keep the clock moving and then take a timeout when you only got a few seconds left. So either way, even if you miss it, you don't give it back to Indy with time still left on the clock. So Larison in the backfield, and they will, in fact, hand the ball off. Larison going to get some of those yards back, so make this a little bit closer. So Borregales has an opportunity to win the Patriots this game. Patriots take their final timeout at 10 seconds. I don't know why 10 seconds. So 13 seconds, actually. They just added 3. Oh, okay. So Indy takes the timeout. I was about to say. So they had the Patriots taking the timeout, had 10 seconds left. Then they switched it to 13 seconds left. Indy with the timeout. That makes more sense. If you're the Patriots, you want to roll down that clock to like 3 seconds. All right, Andy, you got an opportunity to win, baby. Wide left again. Andy, what's happening, bro? Are you too worried about that kid of yours? Like, what's happening, bro? You got too many dogs keeping you up at night? What is this? Dude, three missed field goals in one game. Sack him. Oh, okay. Well, the game's not over just yet. We still have a few seconds. Bro. Wow. Bro, what? He was so good last year. What? Andy Borgales has been killing it in training camp. Why do you have 3 misses in this game? Dude, what? It's 3 misses, right? Yeah, he's 2 of 4. Andy Borgales is Borgales is 2 for 5. He's 2 for 5 on field goals. All right, so the Colts get it. Take the final timeout with the second left. They might try for a long field goal here or a Hail Mary. All right, let's see. What's the plan here for Cincy? All right, Leonard Taylor on the run. Leonard Taylor's going to not Leonard Taylor. What am I saying? I'm thinking of our guy. Oh, and that ball wasn't even close. It was a Hail Mary attempt, and it wasn't even close. It's tied. Yo, the NFL doesn't even care about overtime. We're 0-0 and 1. That's what. What? Somebody injured? This is the definition of the preseason. This is the definition of the preseason. A tied game, 13-13. I'm sending out a tweet right now. I said, rough game for Andy Borgales, who had a dominant training camp. 2 out of 5 on field goals, one of which was an opportunity to win the game. Gonna have to bounce back. Man. All right, well, I want to wrap today's show up with asking, and I know we got some of you guys, but I want to know, who are some of your guys' winners and losers? We still have just under 500 people in the chat, which again, hit that like button if you guys haven't already before today's show ends. We could have won. We could have won. How do you miss that? Acting like that was like some 60-yard field goal or something. Like, bro, that was inside the 50. You should have had that. But I want to know who your guys' winners and losers were. I think we've heard a lot of winners, but I also want to know the losers side from your guys' perspectives. Keep in mind, too, I'm going to wait to give my winners and losers because I'm going to have a video coming out for you guys on the channel tomorrow with my biggest winners and losers from today's game. Loser, special team. Yep. Yeah, I think we all collectively probably agree that was the biggest loser. Andy Borgales, from the kicker perspective, he goes 2 for 5. His long kick was from 52 and did make his lone extra point. So that's good. But I mean, 2 for 5 on field goals is absolutely unacceptable. Stock up, I will say, though, is Bryce Behringer. He was averaging somewhere between 55 to 60 yards per punt, which is night and day compared to what we saw in the postseason this past year. So gonna have to continue to see continuity and consistency from him. I think that's been his biggest problem. He'll have one great game and then a terrible game. Consistency is what I want to see. But even the coverage unit from special teams was not good. I'm trying to see if I can find the returners. Let's see. Burks was 25 yards. He was averaging 25 yards per return. Owens, he had 54 yards as a kick returner. He was averaging 27 yards per kick return. That's above average. Average is 25. Anything below 25 is below average. Anything above 25 is above average. And McGowan had 26 yards per return as a kick returner. Owen also had 51 total yards as a punt returner, averaging 12.8 yards per punt return. And so outside of Bryce Behringer, special teams I thought was just horrific. Even if you want to look at the Patriots special teams, take a look at this. The Patriots special teams, you had Nick DeGennaro. He had 1 kick return, 25 yards, so about average. Lan Larison, 1 kick return, 24 yards. It's below average. Channing Canada, 1 return, 27 yards, slightly above average. So I would say we lost the special teams unit from all perspectives outside of the punting section. So I would definitely agree with you guys. Special teams. And you know what? I can't say that I'm exactly surprised. I can't say I'm exactly surprised because I've been saying this for a while to you guys in my videos. I've been saying, yo, Vrabes, what's going on here? I mean, we're in training camp and I'm not hearing a lot about kick returns and punt returns. I'm hearing that Andy Borgales is working on his field goals. I'm hearing that Bryce Behringer is working on his punting, but I'm not hearing a whole lot about the coverage unit being worked on. I'm not hearing a whole lot about the return game, at least consistently. Someday we'll hear this is how the return game was. Other days we hear absolutely nothing from it. I feel like there has not been a big enough emphasis on special teams for this team so far this offseason. And how you practice is how you're ultimately going to play when it's all said and done. And so, man, I really hope that Vrabel looks at this. I hope that Springer also looks at this and they say, we got some work to do. in training camp and the 2 days of joint practice with Philadelphia before the regular season comes along. And I hope they don't try to just fit this in all kind of last minute in the final week before the season actually starts. So special teams, very, very disappointing for me today. I would agree with you guys on that one. Andy is the biggest fraud. Now, guys, I know that we're going to be upset with Andy for going 2 for 5 on field goals, opportunity to win the game, and he falls short. But he did do very well during the regular season last year. He was rough in the beginning of the year, then got it together. Didn't do well in this game. I'm not hitting the panic button just yet when it comes to Andy Borregales, because I think Andy Borregales has showed us more consistency than he has rough days. Even in training camp, there were more days that Andy Borregales was hitting every single one of his field goals than days he was missing. The worst day he had was a few days ago where he was 5 for 7 on field goals. Both misses were from 50-plus yards. So what I'm worried about with Andy Borregales is more specifically the accuracy on his long form kicking, long form being 50-plus yards, because today we saw that he had the leg for the distance. And that's the biggest issue for a lot of these kickers, is they don't have the leg for the distance. But the issue for Andy was the accuracy. And unfortunately, today we saw that it wasn't just 50-plus yards, because he did miss one of his kicks from 56, but we also saw that he was missing from inside the 52, which is strange for him. So I want to see how he bounces back at practice over the next couple of days, but I especially am looking for how does he bounce back in a real game setting against Philadelphia next week. If he struggles like this again, I'm going to start hitting the panic button a little bit. If he comes out and he's 5 for 5 on field goals next week and 2 for 2 or 3 for 3 on extra points, has a perfect game, I'm going to be like, see, we didn't have to worry. But if he struggles again, now we're looking at this and we're saying, do we need to add a kicker to the practice squad here last second? He was clutch last year. I would agree with that. Patriots Clubhouse, shout out to my boy, does make another really good point here, saying that penalties took away a lot of X plays being taken. I do agree with that. I mean, if you look at it, actually tell you, the Patriots had, tell you how many penalties they had here. The Patriots had a total of, that's not correct. Is that, there's no way that's, oh, there we go. I was looking at the other one, 4 turnovers. There we go. So the Patriots had 5 penalties on the day. They actually won the penalty game, believe it or not, because the Colts had 6. So the Colts also struggled. And in reality, you look back on it and you're like, okay, 5 penalties isn't terrible. It's not great. But if you have 5 penalties in a game, it's something that should be improved upon. But last year, we saw it was a lot worse. Like the Patriots were having 8, 10 penalties in regular games, regular season games last year. So, but I think you look at the 5 penalties and they came in crucial moments. You had the big Eli Raritan play that went for like 20-plus yards. That got taken back because of Lomu. And then a couple plays later, you had the Larison play where he gets a screen and he turns on the burners and he goes for like 17 or 18 yards. That gets taken back for the same penalty, just from a different person on the offensive line. And so, again, I think some of these guys perform better than what you'll see on the stat sheet. But at the end of the day, it's also the preseason. This is what these moments are made for. You don't want to freak out just yet. If we see next week, because next week we're going to see some of the starters. If we see with the starters for the couple of drives that they have that they're showing these same struggles, okay, now it's a work in progress. But we see Drake Maye in the starting offensive line out there and Travion Henderson, and these guys are starting to cook a little bit against the Eagles, a couple of their starting players, then okay, now we know it's nothing to freak out about just yet. That's why it's hard to truly have too many real takeaways from the preseason, because there's a lot of context that goes behind it. But when looking at the categories the Patriots won today, the Patriots won time of possession. Patriots had 32 minutes and 5 seconds to the Colts 27 minutes and 48 seconds. The Patriots did have less yards, though, pretty significantly, too. The Patriots had 275 yards of total offense. The Colts had 355. Patriots had 192 passing yards. The Colts had 222. Patriots had 83 rushing yards. The Colts had 133. First downs, the Patriots had 16. The Colts had 21. So kind of feels like from pretty much every single offensive standpoint, the Colts offense was better than what the Patriots showed. I think the promise we saw from this offense was when Tommy DeVito was in there for the first half. Second half, when Baron Morton came out, this offense was just stagnant. They did quite literally nothing, which does make me believe that, I mean, at least as of now, we'll see how the final 2 preseason games go, but you could probably cut Baron Morton and get him back on the practice squad. As of right now, I don't think you need to waste a 53-man roster spot on Baron Morton. But again, you get into the penalties, Patriots won that. The turnover battle, the Patriots defense had 4 turnovers. Colts defense didn't get any turnovers on the Patriots. Patriots got 2, well, the Patriots allowed 2 sacks. The Colts only allowed 1, so I guess they won that category. And then total plays, the Patriots had 69 to the Colts 63. So the Colts actually had more explosive plays overall offensively. The Patriots defense allowed more explosive plays than the Colts had explosive plays offensively, or than the Patriots had explosive plays offensively. Colby, should we sign a kicker since Andy had a rough night kicking? So I kind of mentioned this a little bit earlier, but I would just say I don't think you hit the panic button just yet. I would also say that this team, this coaching staff clearly believes in making sure that guys' confidence and mentality is intact. If you look at the first, the first 2 games of 2025 last year, Andy Borregales was struggling. But then it was one of the first games we were playing. It was one of the first 3 or 4 games we had of the season. I forget what exact game it was. And it was on the road. Was it against Miami? Where Andy Borregales had an opportunity to kick the game-winning field goal for the Patriots. And Mike Vrabel trusted him to do so. He said, Andy, get out there. We're trusting you. And it wasn't a chip shot field goal either. And he made it. And Mike Vrabel gave Andy Borregales the game ball that day in the locker room after the games. And it was after that moment that Andy Borregales started to ball out. And I think it was because of the confidence that Mike Vrabel showed in Andy Borregales that Andy Borregales started to believe in himself. I believe it's because Mike Vrabel gave him an opportunity to prove himself. He did. And because of that, Borregales started to also believe in himself. So I think if the Patriots go out there and after one bad day, sign a kicker and start to worry and get Andy Borregales in his head, well, then Andy Borregales isn't going to bounce back. He's going to continue to be in his head more and more. I think when we think about football, we just think about athleticism. We think about the physical side. Football is a game mentally as much as it is physically, some positions more than others. You look at the edge rushers, that's more physical than it is mental. You look at quarterback, that's more mental than maybe it is physical. When you look at kicker, it is, I don't want to say it's all mental, but it's mostly mental. If your confidence is shook, you're in your head, you're not following through, your mechanics are off, now all of a sudden you're missing kicks, right? And so I don't think the Patriots are going to take that route just yet. But I think if we start to see Andy Borregales struggle in 2 or even 3 out of the preseason games that we have leading up to the regular season, well, that's when maybe you bring in a veteran kicker to the practice squad come the regular season. I can handle 1 miss. Even 2 is like, okay, he's had some tough luck. But 3, including the game winner, is rough. I agree. But it's also a preseason game, right? So the Patriots, in reality, no matter what any of us believe, in reality, the Patriots are not going to look at this and say, off with your head, Andy Borregales. You had 1 bad first preseason game, as we re-enter, the back to football, right? If it was a regular season game, I still don't think they would kick him off, but it would start to become a real conversation. But because it's a preseason game and it's the first preseason game, they're definitely going to be more lenient with him. It's something they're going to look at. It's something they're going to stress when they're in practice and in meetings this week, and they're going to try to figure it out. They're going to try to look at his mechanics. They're going to look at the film. They're going to look at the tape. They're going to look at the holding more specifically and make sure that Behringer's holding the ball correctly, because as we all know, Behringer is the first point of attack. Behringer gets the ball. He gets a snap. He puts it down for Borregales to kick. And if the laces aren't pointed the correct way, the ball's not tilted the right way that the kicker wants, it's going to come off his foot very different. And we're going to put all the blame on Andy, where the blame should actually be put on the placeholder. So these are all things that the team's going to have to go back and look at the film and say, all right, was this on Andy? Was this on his mechanics? Or was this on the holding of Bryce Behringer? And those are all things that they're going to do this week. Man, I'm out of water. Colby, thoughts on Anthony Richardson? Anthony Richardson is about to get traded for like a 6th-round draft pick. I think the Colts kept him out there for as long as they did. They kept him in there for the first half because they wanted to try to improve his trade value, right? Like, obviously, he's not a guy that's going to be their quarterback one. That's Daniel Jones. He's going to be their future. They want to ship off Anthony Richardson at this point. He needs a change of scenery. Only drafted a couple years ago. He's still on that rookie deal. But if they're only getting 6th or 7th round offers, well, you used a 1st-round pick on that guy just a couple of years ago. So they're in a position where they don't have to rush a trade, make him look good in training camp, make him look good in joint practice, make him look good in the preseason. Now you have enough on film to be like, he's worth a 4th-round pick or whatnot. Because if a quarterback even shows enough potential, especially a young one on a rookie deal, the value and what you have to give up for him does significantly increase. But I think tonight Anthony Richardson did the opposite of that. Would not even give up a 6 for him. Exactly. Yeah. So like teams are probably looking at this like, I'll give you a 6, but I want a 7th-round pick in Anthony Richardson. So. But let's see. Any last questions in the chat, you guys, before we log on off for the day? Like I said, we've been releasing content for you guys all over the wazoo, man. We're on TikTok at Patriots Global. I also just released a new Instagram and TikTok where I talk all NFL news. So if you want to hear more of my thoughts about what's happening league-wide and not just with the Patriots, make sure you guys follow me on TikTok at Colby Talks Ball and on Instagram at Colby Talks Ball. You can follow all my Patriots content on Instagram at Pats Global. You can follow me on, or Patriots.global. You can follow me on Twitter at Pats Global. You can follow me on TikTok at Patriots Global. I know that was a lot, but I think I touched everything. Ben Brown injury is low-key bad if he's out long-term. Yeah, him and Andrew Rupsich. I would say that that's definitely a concern that I also took away, and I'm glad that this was mentioned, was 2 low-key injuries that happened today were in the trenches. They were on the offensive line for the Patriots, and they were both on the interior of the offensive line. And I think, as strange as this is, it's the first time in years I feel good about the Patriots' depth at tackle. From the starters to their backups, they got a lot of guys there. But the interior of the O-line, that's a different question. That's a different point, right? I mean, the backup left guard is Andrew Rupsich. He got injured today. Your backup guard/center, Ben Brown. Well, he also got injured today. And for the most part, Michael Onwenu stays pretty healthy. Jared Wilson stayed fairly healthy last year. But Elijah Vera-Tucker at left guard, he's had issues every single year pretty much of his NFL career staying healthy. He's had like several season-ending injuries that have kept him out, including one that happened just in September. So you want to have a guy behind him that you can confidently put in if need be. I don't think they necessarily even have that right now. Now you're mixing in the injuries, and are we looking at the Patriots potentially looking at claiming a veteran or making a late-round draft pick trade for a guy at roster cutdowns? Thoughts on the pass rush on the offensive line? I see big improvements from last year. When it comes to the offensive line, I would say definitely an improvement. Now, we didn't see like Will Campbell, Jared Wilson, Elijah Vera-Tucker, Michael. We didn't see the starting offensive line out there at all today, which I understand why. But based off of everything that we've heard, it sounds like the pass blocking is significantly improved. Now, PFF did release their top offensive lines heading into the 2026 season, and the Patriots came in at 13th after they finished around 12th or 13th last year in 2025 as a whole. Now, I think what will impact their success as an offensive line and their success as an offense is also going to come down to the run blocking, and I feel like that's something we can't really determine today because we didn't see the starters out there. Today was all of the backups, but it's something they've struggled with a little bit in training camp is the run blocking. And so something we saw significantly struggle with last year. So is that something that can be improved upon? That's something that I'm going to be watching for when we see the starting offensive line out there for a little bit next week, and especially in joint practices. But when it comes to the pass rush, I personally wouldn't say improved just yet. I think Gabe Akers had some good moments today, but I think he also had some rookie moments. We didn't get to see Draymond Jones out there. You know, you can always rely on the interior pressure from Milton Williams, Christian Barmore, all of the depth you have there. But I think what's really going to determine if this pass rush takes that next step is going to be what these edge rushers are able to do. Draymond Jones has looked good. We're expecting him to be, a little bit of an upgrade over Caleb on Chason. But other than that, you're going to need a guy on the opposite side. What's going to happen with Harold Landry? Is he going to come back at all? And if he does, when is that going to be? And if he does come back, what percentage of Harold Landry should we expect prior to that knee injury that he suffered against the Saints in 2025? That's a big question mark. I think we're putting a lot of stock into a rookie in Gabe Akis. We're putting a lot of stock into a second-year UDFA in Elijah Ponder. And I like both of those guys, but are they ready for the amount of playing time that they are going to have as they kind of rotate between being starters opposite of Draymond Jones? And so I think the Patriots will look better as a pass rush unit than maybe they are in reality, because they're going to send a lot of linebacker blitzes, cornerback blitzes, safety blitzes. They did that a lot last year. They were one of the most blitzing defenses in the postseason this past year. But I think what I want to know is, and what I want to see is, how good can this pass rush be without having to blitz? Because if this team can get home with 4 guys up front, drop the rest of the guys back into coverage, I think that'll make this defense even more scary. But I think we saw here tonight that if you have to rely on blitzing in order to get pressure, well, now you're in a position where if you play an offense that's able to take advantage of those blitzes, you're going to get gashed all day long. And I think we saw that here today. A lot of cornerback and safety blitzes, a lot about linebacker blitzes, all-out blitzes in general. And there was a lot of time that the Colts were able to identify that, switch up the play, immediately have one-on-one matchups there that they were taking a chance on, or set up a screen. And because of that, again, there were times they were just able to take advantage of that over-aggressiveness from the Patriots. Hey, my guy, appreciate you, big man. Appreciate you, Tom. It's been rocking with you since you only had 1,700 followers. Man, back in the day, I think we hit our first 1,000 followers, I want to say like January or February of our first year. So we started September of 2017. That was my sophomore year of high school. And that December to like February is when we hit our first 1,000 subscribers. So damn, dog, you've been here for a minute, man. Always love to see the OGs, brother. I really, really do appreciate you, my guy. My guy. Braden Swinson fighting for his life. He's certainly fighting for a roster spot. And we talked about this earlier in today's live show, where we were talking about how for Braden Swinson, he talked to the media about how things are really different for him this offseason compared to last year. Last year, he said he just didn't take it seriously enough. And we've heard a lot of young NFL players say that. So I don't want to get on Braden Swinson personally. Kendrick Bourne was another guy who was like, dude, when the 49ers went to the Super Bowl and he was a young player, he was like, I was out the club the night before getting lit, having fun, and I didn't know what impact that was going to have on my body the next day. He's like, I learned those things, and I learned that I had to grow up if I wanted to stick around this league. And for Swinson to come to that conclusion, just 1 year being in the league, I think is really profound of him. And I give him a lot of credit for doing that, because by understanding that philosophy, that's the first step in him actually being able to make these changes and be an impactful player for the Pats. I mean, this was a guy that was projected to be drafted in the 3rd round of the 2025 draft out of LSU, and the Patriots got really good value for him. He was, a 5th round draft pick by the Patriots, and that was in large part because of those character issues. That's why he fell down the board. Issues with maturity, issues with other coaches. And I think we saw some of those maturity issues last year, but he's owned up to those things. And his weight was a little bit off. And he decided to get, a little bit bigger and make sure that he fit the mold of being in an NFL linebacker / edge rusher. And so he played deep into the 4th quarter today. And so I think there is something to be said about that. If you're playing deep into these preseason games, usually it's because the team needs to see more of you, which means you're definitely not a lock for the roster. But he's going to be in a situation where this edge rusher group isn't great. So if he can show that he can contribute and be a situational guy that rotates, he certainly could earn himself a 53-man roster spot. We talked about this earlier, but he finished the day going, 3 tackles, 3 solo on top of that, and then also had a pass defended. He had a couple of good moments there in the 4th quarter. Prior to the 4th quarter, didn't really see him a whole lot, though. But I think Braden Swinson popping out more this offseason than he did last year. Now he just has to continuously build upon that continuity. with Master at Work on, you're one of the only Pats YouTubes I enjoy watching, man. I really appreciate that, Thomas. I really do. Shout out to Tyson, man. That's my boy. We still talk. I got to see Tyson last year, so he's doing good. Sometimes he mentions maybe he'll come back. So I know me and Master at Work, we're two very different types of creators. I'm a lot more like analytical, doing shows like this. He's a lot more edits and trolling and stuff like that. So hey, man, that's my guy. That's my guy. Thoughts on Dorner competing for a roster spot, even though Kyle Williams and Efton Chisholm have been showing out. I like Dorner, man. I thought he had some really good moments. That was number 88 for those of you who saw today. He had that really good catch from that beautiful pass from Tommy DeVito that unfortunately ended up getting called back because, of course, another penalty. It was like a 48-yard pass. I thought Dorner had some really, really impressive moments, and he had some really good moments in training camp too, working with the second and third team offense. He's never got opportunities with the first team offense, though. And the fact that first preseason game is done now, it's August 13th, about to be August 14th. He can continue to do these same things in the preseason, and I just don't think that Dorner makes the final roster. The only way that I think Dorner makes the roster is if he continues to do these same things on offense, while also showing that he can be a returner on special teams. But we saw today they didn't give him any opportunities as a returner on special teams, and so I just don't see a world in which Dorner makes this final roster as a wide receiver, only as a wide receiver. I mean, we're talking about the Patriots having to trade a guy like Kayshon Boutte, a guy like Mac Hollins. Is Kyle Williams on the outside looking in because they just have a stacked wide receiver core, and they have so many NFL caliber wide receivers, right? This isn't one of those years where we're like, so this UDFA is going to make it as a wide receiver because we need help. Like, no, those days just aren't here right now, and that's a luxury to have. If Dorner keeps looking this good, though, he might not even make it to the practice squad. But ideally, I think that's a guy you do want there. But all right, guys, I think that's going to wrap it on up here for today's video, man. I appreciate you guys so much for rocking with me. It feels so damn good to be back with these watch parties. Make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel. Don't just watch the live streams. Don't just watch the videos. Don't just watch the shorts. You guys get a different version of me with different opinions on all different sides of that. We post a lot of videos too. All of our training camp recaps, all of our joint practice recaps, those are all listed as videos. So make sure you guys go ahead, check out the videos. Always comment on the videos. I love to hear your guys' thoughts, your opinions, your biggest takeaways. Love to interact with you guys. So make sure you go ahead and check those out. But make sure you guys also stay tuned for all of our watch parties. Now that these Patriots games are back, we will be live every single game day for a New England Patriots watch party and, of course, a post-game recap. We won't be doing a post-game recap here today, but, of course, don't worry. We will be talking about this game tomorrow. Going to release a video. It might be a takeaways video or a winners and losers video. I'm not sure just yet. We'll see. Probably a winners and losers video. But come the regular season, we will be doing the post-game recaps on top of the live watch party. So I really appreciate you guys for watching. Slam that like button on the way out. Subscribe to the channel for all your New England Patriots news. But until tomorrow, I appreciate you guys for watching, and go Pats.